I need some intro music. I'm sick of coming in where it's quiet. Hi y'all. What's up, Credit Academy? Okay. Well, let me wait. Let me wait till some of y'all get in here because I know it's a delay from YouTube to Facebook. Um, yeah. So I'll be doing live credit consultations for the Credit Academy members. First of all, wait. Hi y'all. Shit. I feel like we ain't talked in a while, but um the kids started back school 2 days ago, so now we back to our regular scheduled program. We'll be doing the weekly lives again. Man, when is the last time we was on a weekly live schedule? Before summer. The children, my kids stay home all summer, y'all. They didn't. This is the first summer they did not go to a summer camp or some sort of like summer program, first and last. But this was the first time that they didn't go. So yeah, I was deep, deep, deep in the mom trenches over the last month or so. But the kids are back in school now. Let's praise the Lord for them being back in school, just for the education and just also like all jokes aside, I mean, I definitely feel like I'm on a more structured, I would say structured schedule. I'm able to have, obviously more thinking time, more free time, more working time. Kids, they don't they don't care. You mom at all times. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Um, so yeah, this is the first live of the school year, I would say. So I wanted to kick it off with doing the live consults. That's our favorite thing to do. So as I stated, we will do the lives. We will go back to doing the weekly lives. That starts this week, and then we'll do them every week. They'll be, obviously topic based sometimes, or sometimes we'll just do live consults. Sometimes we'll just it'll be updates and whatever, right? So we are back on our schedule finally, Credit Academy. Finally, I know y'all been waiting. Um, so yeah, quick updates, really quick. Hold on, because I posted the link in a Facebook group. I'm gonna post it. If you want to join, I posted it in the Credit Academy Facebook group. I'm doing free live consultations for Credit Academy members. Make sure you are clicking the link that is inside of the Credit Academy group. It is in the comments. Like it's in the comments under the live. Am I live on Facebook? Let me check because it's a delay sometimes. So I'm not even sure if it's showing me live. Okay, it is showing me live. Let me pin it to the top. That's the issue. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I was pinning it under the wrong comment. So I just pinned it. I mean, I just posted it in a comment section. Click that link if you want to join the live. I wish I can pin this to the top. Yes, it's for Credit Academy members. So it's in the Credit Academy group, guys. Click the link. Hey, y'all. Hey, we got somebody. And just a disclaimer, if you come up here, you obviously know that everyone can hear you. So protect your personal information. We're not giving out any specific personal information, anything, right? We're just gonna you could tell me about your situation, but obviously don't list any account numbers, social security number, y'all know. Y'all know. Also, before we get started, I did want to give you guys a quick update on the student loan forgiveness plan. As you guys know, it was unfortunately struck down in court. So the $10,000 and the $20,000 forgiveness or credit that we were expecting, yeah, that's not happening, sis. I'm sorry. So, but what happens though? What you need to do, I would say, September 1st, the repayment period starts. So when the repayment period starts, let me tell you how it's gonna go. When the repayment period starts, your loans will start to accrue interest, right? So whatever your interest rate is, and this is in regards to federal student loans, right? So your loans will start to accrue interest starting what's today, the 30th? So in 2 days, starting September 1st. If you have not addressed your student loans, do not have any plans on making a payment towards your student loans within the next 30 days, I need you to call them to get on a deferment plan, some sort of deferment plan, so that you are not racking up late payments on your credit report. It would be a shame for you to be working this hard, fixing your credit, especially like I said, now with the weekly lives coming back starting today. The weekly lives are back. The kids are back in school. Yeah, they back in school. But yeah, so it would be a shame for you to be working so hard repairing your credit and then you're getting student loan late payments. We don't want that. So what you need to do is, if you do not have any plan on making any payment within the next 30 days, because it starts September 1st, by October 2nd, if you have not made a payment, you are considered late. Now, y'all know with student loans, though, y'all know they're not going to report you late until you are 90 days late. So therefore, they're not going to report it until you're 90 days late. But by the time they do report it, you're going to have 3 late payments on every single one of your student loan accounts. So if you have 12 different student loan accounts, like the average amount of student loan accounts that people have is 12, even if you went to a 4-year university or whatever, right? So you're going to have, what's that? 36. Yeah, 36. Y'all know math is not my strong suit on top of my head, but yeah, you're gonna have 36 late payments. Potentially. You could potentially have 36 late payments. So yeah, we're not doing that. Also, another important thing, this is actually the most important. There is something called the SAVE plan. This was already approved. It's already approved. So I want to be clear. This is not something that's pending. This is not something that is coming. It is already approved. Why is that important to you? Because if you call your student loan servicer and let them know that you would like to see if you're a candidate for the SAVE plan, which is essentially just the income-based repayment plan, kind of like remodeled. What it does is it'll defer your payments. You'll pay less. You'll be charged. You'll accrue less interest on your loans. And any late payments within the next 12 months can potentially be forgiven. If you have not called and told them anything, if you just ignore your student loans, then they're not going to forgive your late payment. So please call these people. Call them. It is not like I called today just to do a test call and I got through in 9 minutes. That is not long. Like, that's not long at all. You got 10 minutes to call these people, because if you don't, and you're not going to make no payment within the next 30 days, then you're going to get a late payment. That's the worst thing that you can have on your credit report. Y'all know that. Like, one late payment can decrease your credit score up to 100 points. So we do not want that. Please don't. Let's not start off. Well, we about to end this year, but the student loan payment pause ends on September 1st. So, all right, we about to get to these live consults. Let me put the link in the comment section again. Again, it's for Credit Academy members. I put it in. You have to, in order to get to the link, you have to go through the Facebook group. Yes, it is a disappointment. It was very disappointing. Yeah, it was struck down. I mean, and it's really nothing that no one can do about it. So I am about to bring up the first person. S, I don't know your first name, but Davis. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good in yourself. I have a quick question. I'm part of Credit Academy, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. I know you are. You up here? No, I'm just
My question is, I have when Navient, I was under Navient.
Mm-hmm.
First Department of Education, then Navient.
Yes.
Then now it's with another one, but it's still showing the beginning from years ago.
Did you consolidate them at any point?
Yes, they're consolidated. So all the old ones are zeroed out. It's
Okay.
just the 8 Advantage now is showing everything current.
Okay. So what happened is your loans were transferred. So Navient sold about 95% of their loans to different servicers. And what happened is when they sell their loans, the account that you have established with them, it closes, and then a new account opens under the new servicer. Right. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing and in order for an account to close, the balance has to be transferred, which is why it shows $0 on your Navient accounts. And then on your 8 Advantage accounts, it should be the account that carries the balance.
Right.
So those are the accounts that you need to make sure that you call to set up either the deferment or get on the SAVE plan.
Okay.
I
I just wanted to be sure.
I can't stress that enough. Like, literally, it starts in 2 days. So
yes.
Call
Okay.
ASAP, please.
All righty. Thank you.
You got another question? Or are you good?
Should I dispute those other ones or no?
No, I mean, do you have late payments on them?
No.
No, don't dispute them. That's going to lower your credit score. So those are your credit history. You don't have any late payments. You probably have years of on-time payments that's reported under those accounts. That's the worst thing you could do is delete them. They are helping you more than they're hurting you.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll give them a call today. Thank you.
I can talk to you later, girl.
Okay.
All right, Terry, you ready? Hey, Terry. 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 All right, I'm gonna come back to you. Akia. Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. I
Hi. How you
wanted to.
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What's your
I
what
was
question do you have today?
I was hoping you could provide some guidance to those in the group about how to possibly get rid of repos. Are we going to
Mhm.
get some information about repos?
You mentioned that, but yes, we are now. I will say, so obviously, repos are very temperamental because they typically have a large outstanding balance for the most part, for most people rather. And when you are dealing with high balance debt that is outstanding, number one, you just have less options. And then number two, because they're so volatile, you do have like being sued is a real concern, especially depending on the state that you're in, the statute of limitations of that state, and how much you owe. So when it comes to repossessions, it is one of those topics that, certainly there are different strategies to challenge them, but that's the account type that has the least success rate with deletions and also the highest success rate with lawsuits because of the balance, the outstanding balance, and the statute of limitations. So, me personally, if you're within the first 2 years of a repossession, that's it's too hot at that point. I personally stay away from challenging those because every single state, no matter where you're at, if you're in the first 2 years, you're within the statute of limitations, right? So if you don't have any plans on starting a repayment of that account in the event that they come for you legally or pursue you legally, then sometimes it's like waking a sleeping bear with those, which is why I don't cover them a lot because, like I said, people usually don't want to be in court about them, and the company will certainly take you to court for it.
Okay. Mine is actually just like I hadn't touched it. It's now out of the statute of limitations, so I
Oh,
can't be sued for it.
so you good, 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 good.
Um,
So
but
yeah,
it's like $9,100. So I'm wondering like how to possibly get rid of it.
okay. So since you are outside of the statute of limitations, stated, um, they're not able to pursue you legally unless the account, of course, re-ages, like if you promise a payment or things of that nature. Now, have you went through the repo kit? Because you're the best candidate for the repo kit if you're outside of the SOL.
I haven't seen the repo kit. Did I miss that?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. If not, I definitely can upload it for sure. So we do have a repo kit. Let me see if I can upload it right now. Do you have another question while I'm uploading it? Just to buy some time so I can get it uploaded.
And then maybe I missed it too with like I have charge offs, but I've paid them and
Hmm.
able to get all of them
You kind
removed from
of
Equifax, but
I
it's
heard.
still on the like I had 10 and like 5 is still left, and for the life of me, like I can't figure out how to get rid of the rest. They're all off of Equifax, but not Experian and TransUnion.
You
Like
you broke up in the middle of that a little bit.
oh
Yeah, can you repeat it?
I'm sorry. Charge offs. Like once you've
Okay.
paid them, like how to dispute to possibly get rid of them.
Yes.
They're all off of Equifax, but I still have like some left on Experian and TransUnion. Like, should I go the factual dispute route for those?
So if there are any factual errors, then yes. But also, have you tried the charge off goodwill letter that's in the charge off kit?
Okay, I must have to look at the kits again because I had been waiting for something about charge
I'm
offs.
looking at the charge off kit, right? The charge off kit is in the group already. And then when you click, I mean, when of course, bring it up, there are different letters for different situations.
Hmm.
And in your situation in particular, if it's paid, there's something called the goodwill charge off letter. And um, I have found that those have been working more than almost challenging the charge off directly with the credit bureaus, only because after you've paid the account, the company really they already got their money, so they're
Right.
they're not in a rush to try to validate it with the credit bureaus and all of that. They do that to protect their money and to increase their chances of getting paid. You didn't already pay them. So the goodwill letter has been working surprisingly for the charge off, specifically for paid charge offs. I mean.
Okay, cool. I will
And
definitely look
then
for that.
I am the repo kit is loading right now. So it's by the time we get off this live, it definitely should be done. But you can start challenging your repo with that kit. And that's the new one. So it's not even the one that, was in the Road 750 group. No shade to Road 750. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Those was the two things I needed assistance with. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let me see. Terry's yours disconnected. So okay. Okay, try to come up real quick. I'm trying to see the button that I just pressed. Is it like blocking you or is it just removing you? Try to come up again just as a test. Hey, Raven.
Hey, girl.
Okay, comment if you can't come back up because I want to make sure that I'm not like blocking people when I push the button that I just pressed. Okay, my bad. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, can you hear me? I'm hold on. Because I just pressed kick from studio, but I don't know if kick from studio means block or just put the person down. I hope I didn't just block her, Lord. Okay, my bad. What's your question?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I didn't mean to call you ma'am. I know you don't like that. So I'm on round 4, and I have, with Experian and Equifax, Experian has only acknowledged my round 2 letter.
What are we challenging? Okay, I see you. I was just making sure that button wasn't blocking you.
Yeah. So I sent them your letter for failure to respond letter, and they received it Saturday because I sent them certified. Yesterday, I got an email from Experian saying that they're not going to update or make any changes due to I had already disputed it in April. Then later last night, I got a email saying that they have 30 days to dispute. So I'm confused because on their website it says that the results are in from it. So how should I handle that?
And this is you don't have any other outstanding disputes that could possibly be from in mail? I just want to make sure.
No. On their app, the only one that they acknowledged and posted results for was back in April.
That's interesting. And then so they sent you the reason why I'm asking is because I hope they're not trying to pull a bait and switch, because them sending the letter is a matter of just procedural steps that they need to take in order to protect themselves legally, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to make sure that they didn't just send that letter to make it appear like, oh, we're investigating, and then they're not actually investigating.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
One way you can kind of check the temperature on that is not this week. I will wait at least a week.
Okay.
Pull a fresh copy of your credit report. I'm talking from annualcreditreport.com. The account that we're talking about, if it does not say in dispute or currently being disputed, then we can possibly use that letter as confirmation, as well as the letter that they sent you to say that an item was in dispute, as well as what they're reporting on the website to show that they are not allowing you your due diligence to request an investigation and or a reinvestigation. Because let's not forget, you are not just liable for one investigation. You are able, as a consumer, per the FCRA, to request a reinvestigation of an already investigated claim, as long as you go through the proper steps, which you are, right? So, but you do have to prove it. So, like I said, I will pull a copy of a fresh copy of your credit report. If it does not say that account is in dispute, whatever, then use that. Obviously, screenshot the website, because we don't want them to change it. Screenshot everything. A copy of the website results to show that they're literally saying we're refusing to dispute this, as well as proof that you sent the letter with your receipt. Okay. And I would challenge them on that, but you have to allow them to make the mistake first. So don't call them and say anything. Literally just kind of be collecting your evidence. Like I said, print out your new report or generate your new report, screenshot what they're saying, and then challenge them on the fact that they are refusing you your investigation.
Okay. And if I end up having to do that, do you have a letter already pre-made for something like that for me to send with my documents?
I don't, but we can literally I can give you the word right now, because it's not this is one of those letters that's like 2 to 3 sentences. So here, let me write it down so we could just say, you can create them how you want to. We'll make it sound whatever. I have attached proof that I requested an investigation on this account. You put the account number as of the date that you sent your dispute in, and according to your website, You refused to investigate my account.
Okay.
However, I received a letter in the mail stating that my account was under investigation. Because of this conflicting information, in my belief that this account was never properly investigated, I am demanding a deletion unless you can show me your procedure in which you investigated this account. Doesn't have to be the exact words, but you
Yeah.
get where I'm coming from. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That I would just say something along those lines.
Okay.
And then attach, like I said, attach your receipts. Now, what's important though, do not send them your original copy, because in the event that we have to take this, like you have to file a CFPB claim. Now you can show you requested an investigation, they refused it. Not only that, they lied to you about investigating. Not only that, once you brought it to their attention, they still did not correct the matter. You've shown that you've tried more than enough times to work with the company directly, and therefore and it's not getting resolved. Therefore, you need to bring in another entity to protect your consumer rights. But you got to go through all these steps first before the CFPB will even like take you serious and not just automatically dismiss, your complaint.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so keep everything, like everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. You got any more questions? Or are you good?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right. You have a great night.
You too.
Jamaica, you up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. So my question is kind of like the lady before. I had Navient. I had late payments on Navient, First Advantage or whatever it is, Navient. They have it now. But my Navient is still showing those late payments. The last dispute we did with them, they sent me a letter saying I need to call Navient. That's what they're saying. Experience.
I mean, what? Oh, Experience said that?
Yeah, I need to call the loan servicer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said in the report that they sent me.
Yeah, because so with federal accounts, there are certain accounts that the credit bureaus basically have no jurisdiction over, and they have to report what they're claiming unless they get a different word from them. But let me make sure that I'm even understanding the question. So you have Old Navient accounts that have since been transferred, right? So they're not open, they're closed, right?
Yeah, they're closed.
Okay, but on these closed accounts, you have late payments, right?
Yeah, 2 in 2016, 2 in 2017, and 2 in 2008.
Okay, so
those two.
You kind of cut out. What you say at the end?
So it's like 6 of them on about 12 accounts.
Okay, so question.
Mm-hmm.
Before we even dive into that, do you currently have open accounts? Like, do you have at least 4 open accounts?
Yes.
Okay, so you're currently like actively building credit. I just want to make sure of that before.
Yes.
Okay, how old are those student loans? Like, when did you originally open them?
Like 2007.
Oh, 2007. So,
but man,
you said how many late payments are on them?
Yeah. So the first late payment didn't show until 2016, though.
Okay, so for what? What's that? 8 years between 2007 2016? Let me do my math. Oh, it is. Oh no. Okay. Oh, 9 years, child. Okay, so it's 9 years, which times 12. Oh. Hold on, 1 second. So, and you said so, and it's on every account, right?
Yes.
So that's hundreds of one-time payments. So the reason why I'm doing the math is because you do within those student loans, you are benefiting from them, right? Because you do have hundreds of on-time payments reporting on those accounts. So you could do one of two things. If you challenge the entire account, or even if you challenge the payment history of the account, you do, of course, always run the risk of the entire account getting removed, right? And in that situation, you're going to lose 9 years of on-time payments. So the general rule of thumb that I like to follow when it comes to late payments, especially on student loans, is as long as if you have at least 11 one-time payments for every late payment that you have, then they sort of cancel one another out in terms of the damage that they do to your credit report. I don't remember how many late payments you said you had, but I'm assuming you would absolutely have at least 11 for every late payment. Or does that sound accurate?
But it seemed like every time I applied, they said you are delinquent on more and more accounts. Like,
Okay.
So if I apply for something, I'm getting stuff back saying we didn't approve you because you're a delinquent on 12 student loan accounts. So that's why I want them.
And that's a very real thing. So I'm surprised they still deny you for 2016 late. What is your credit age right now? Average. You gotta be spot on.
So I started cleaning up around 2019.
So it's safe to say you have at least 2 years of clean payment history, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any collections or charge-offs?
No collections, no charge-offs.
Okay. So the only like derogatory accounts or items on your credit report are these student loans, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You ready to take the hit and get it deleted or what?
I'm ready to take the hit because every time I have my own business too. So when I apply business cards and they do a soft pull, they deny me because of all those late student loan payments.
Have you requested an update of the late payment? Like, have you challenged them one by one? Have you did that? Because for me, I had the 23 late payments on my student loans, and I challenged them one by one, and I eventually got them all updated. The reason why I'm asking is because a lot of times you'll have a greater success with asking for an update of the late payment as opposed to deleting the late payment. They don't like to delete late payments, especially on like federal loans. So if you send let me see what it's titled. What it is titled? Let me see. If you have another question, you can ask it real quick while I'm.
No, that's not really my only question. That's my only problem. But because I remember somebody saying, I don't know if it was you, they were saying that if the account is closed, how can they still keep reporting, those late payments?
No. So in a closed account doesn't mean that the payment history is no longer attached to the account. An account can be closed and it'll still have the payment history for the account for the last 7 to 10 years, mostly 7 nowadays, 7 years. So yeah, just because an account closes, the late payments does not automatically, deletes. It's still within your history. The only time that the late payment note is not included in like your payment history is if the entire account is removed from your credit report, or obviously if they update it. What is this letter called? Hold on. Let me see. Good. Okay, so what is this called? I'm trying to see if I think I included it in the collection kit, but I just want to make sure. Hold on. Nope. So late payment update request. Okay, write this down. Send the late payment update request.
Okay.
Late payment update request, and what it is, and let me tell you how to do it. You're going to have to challenge. You're gonna have to like pick 2 at the most 3, but I feel like you're gonna get more success with 1 or 2 challenges per letter.
Okay.
It's vital that you do not challenge all at once, because what is happening is you are challenging the accuracy of the payment history, right? And as we know, per the FCRA, what they cannot prove, they have to remove or they have to update. The good thing about this is your late payments belong to a company that's no longer in business. Number one, they sold all of their accounts, and specifically they sold yours. Another thing that's going for you is the fact that it was in 2016. So even if they did still have ownership of the account, it's not likely that they would still have those records, right? Because they typically will keep it for 3 to 5 years or so. So basically what I'm trying to say is you likely will have success with this. However, you just have to be patient, because I know you have a lot of them. I would only stick to challenging at the most 2. And it'll make sense when you see the letter, because it'll say, I am challenging the validity of these late payments, and you're going to put the month and a year of the late payment. Like I said, at most 2. And the trick that I found most helpful is I didn't challenge the first late payment. I didn't challenge the most recent late payment. I literally would challenge like a random one, right? Because it is very likely that the credit bureaus are probably reporting that account wrong in terms of like the exact months that you were late from all those years ago. that is so common on student loan accounts specifically. So it's not unusual for you to be challenging the validity of the payment history on your student loan accounts. And most of the time, they're just going to update it. That's what they did to me and like a lot of other credit cousins as well. So, but like I said, the trick is to get 2 random ones. I don't even put them consistent. I'll say I'm challenging. Look, let's just say you have 10 late payments on one account. I'll randomly, I'm challenging this one from February of 2016, and then this one from March of 2014. You get what I mean? Like literally just random. So it literally looks like, oh, if we can't specifically prove that those ones are late, like we know that she was late. We know that per our records, it says the account was late this many times, but we cannot specifically prove that February of 19 was late and March of 2016 was late. It's super hard for them to pinpoint like that when you have a lot of late payments. So
Okay.
I would definitely do that. Now, like I said, up to 2 per letter. You can challenge multiple at the same time, but they have to be on different letters. And specifically with this, I would either handwrite it or just send it free of any other disputes. Like you want it to look super just normal, like just super like
Okay.
the rest of these payments can possibly be right, but these 2 I know for sure is not right. You get what do you see what I'm saying? Like, so I would challenge it completely separate from any other disputes that you have. And that's what I found to have the most success with my student loan late payments.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So just say
Don't send
late
certified, by the way. That's too official. Like it's you literally want, like, I wouldn't send the first round certified. I wouldn't, not me personally.
Okay.
I would just send it regular mail. But yes, I'm sorry, what you were saying?
So just make it just handwrite it basically and just say, I am challenging the validity of these late payments, put the date, the year, and the information, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I would. Yep. And 2 cents, 2 cents, like it, what is that? 1 or 2. It shouldn't be any more than for sure like 3 sentences at the very most.
Okay. Got it.
But you'll see the letter. You'll see it's super simple. And then also, I'm glad we're continuing to talk, because another thing I noticed is when you are challenging multiple like late payments, like different letters, I would mix up the wording a little bit. Don't just send the same exact one, even if it's mixing up 2 to 3 words, because everything is sent through OCR, so it's sent through the system. Obviously, they're going to see identical letters on your account, so I would change up the wording a little bit as well.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, late payment update request.
Late payment update request. All right.
2 at a time. I want to repeat that one back through because that one is so important. You heard? Okay.
Okay, so don't do round 4 because I'm on round 4. So instead of sending round 4, send this.
Wait, let me make sure. So round 4 is separate from this, unless you're challenging this account, right?
Yeah. I have nothing else but these.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, you can't have 2 different ones open, 2 different disputes open at the same time. So no, I would do this and see your luck on this, and then if you are going to challenge other late payments within the same cycle, wait at least 2 weeks, wait at least 14 days, because you want them to open your first investigation first before you are asking them to open another one.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Do you have any more questions? Or are you good?
No, I think I wrote everything down, so
All right.
I got it.
Keep us updated. Keep us updated on that for sure.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Send it to. They're not in collections, right?
No.
Okay.
I think they might even be paid closed because they were.
Yeah.
Because they were sent to Aid Advantage, so I think they're paid closed.
Mm-hmm.
They just are showing the late payments.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, send it to send it to whoever is reporting on your credit report, which should be Aid Advantage.
Well, Navient is reporting.
I wasn't Aid Advantage, huh? Or Navient, right?
Yeah.
Send it to them. I mean, yeah.
Oh, send it to them, not the credit bureau.
Who? No. Or hold on.
Send the letter to Navient or send a letter to the credit bureau?
Send it to them. I meant like address them as the creditor. I'm so glad you cleared it up, because in my head I had already said it right. I'm so glad you cleared it up because I know people are confused. I meant address Navient as the creditor and not Aid Advantage, because I know the accounts was transferred.
Yeah. Navient.
I should say send it to them. I meant address them as the creditor, like in the letter.
Okay.
As creditor, but address, don't say Aid Advantage when it was, an older Navient account. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Thank you for clarifying that, chat, because in my head I had already said it right. I know people was like, what? So yes, rest them as
Okay. I got you. Thank you so much.
You have an amazing night.
You too.
All right, Terry. Wait, did you come up here already?
Hey,
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm struggling over here trying to get this microphone to work.
I was calling you earlier. You ain't hear me?
Yeah, I heard your microphone. I couldn't get it to unmute for some reason. But yeah, I've got 2 questions. First one, I've been working on disputing a BK with LexisNexis, and I feel like I'm in a good spot with that.
Oh, okay, that's good.
My question is, if and when I get this removed and I start with the big 3, and if I get it removed from them, how do I attack the things that were included in the bankruptcy?
Ooh, I like that question. Okay, so after you get it removed from the credit bureau or LexisNexis, the third party bureaus. Well, first of all, let me ask. I know you challenged your bankruptcy with LexisNexis. You say you're in a good space with that. That's like the big dog, so that's great news. Have you challenged them with the other third party entities?
I have letters ready to go. I was kind of waiting on this one to kind of see.
Yeah.
Yeah, LCI, I'm kind of not really sure what to do there.
Yeah, they're not being FCRA regulated still. So technically speaking, there's no way. They don't even allow you to challenge their accounts.
Right.
So yeah, that's
I read that.
A whole nother issue.
Yeah.
So with the accounts that are included, let me make sure it's uploaded. Yes. So if you go to the bankruptcy kit in the group files on Facebook, bankruptcy kit 2023, there is a letter that addresses the accounts that are included.
Okay.
Multiple letters actually, but yes, it's all in the kit.
Okay, I have the kit. I just haven't gotten down that far. I've just been kind of working my way down.
Oh, okay. Yep, it's there because like I said, when you it's kind of like biting the head off the snake, and then the snake can't survive. So after you get the bankruptcy deleted, that's when I like to challenge the accounts that were included.
Okay. One more. I have a 60-day late payment showing on, I think it's Experian maybe, for child support. My child support agreement was completed in 2020, but it's showing my very first payment as being 60 days late, and it was never late because it was taken directly out of my check. So I have no idea where that came from. And it's showing it in 2018, I think.
Okay, so were you ever in arrears with the?
No.
Okay, so then that sounds like that's something that's actually factually incorrect, right?
Right.
So there's 2 ways you can go about it. One way is you can contact. Well, actually, I would suggest you go this way first. I would contact whoever the child support office is or whatever, and not to dispute it, but I would simply ask them, hey, can you send me a copy of my payment history? Right.
Okay.
Any payment that you took payment that you took from my check account history right there.
Okay.
So that you have it in black and white, hey, we took this money then, blah, blah, blah. That way, if it is factually incorrect, you have hard evidence to prove that it is incorrect. You simply request the credit bureaus to update it, and you send your proof of why they need to update it. If they refuse that, then you can go straight to CFPB, but you have to give them a chance to fix it first, basically, before the CFPB is going to get involved.
Okay.
Right. Like I said, first call child support and see if, because you have a right to your account history.
Yeah.
So request that they send it to you. And the most important thing is on the company's letterhead. That is super important because TransUnion can refuse it, saying that it may be falsified documents or anything. They can email it to you, they can mail it to you, or they can even fax it to you or TransUnion, or the credit bureaus. But I would absolutely ask for a copy myself.
Okay.
Yeah, on the company's letterhead.
All right. That's all I've got.
All right. Well, you have an amazing night.
Thanks, you too.
All right. CG? Is it CG? CG? CG. Oh, he clicked off. Jamaica, you came up, right? or no?
Yeah, I'm already done. I'm good.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to. All right, I'm gonna post the link again because I think the people left had already come up. So hold on, I'm posting it in the Facebook group again, guys. The Credit Academy group. Give me a second to join live. And then I'll take questions. But hold on, I'm trying to get more. Hold on. You can join live for free consults. By the way, if you came in late, let me give you guys an update on the student loan repayment forgiveness plan. So unfortunately, of course, it was not approved. So the $10,000 and $20,000 credit that we were promised, unfortunately, is not going to happen. So what does that mean for you? It means that September 1st ends the federal payment pause. So if you have federal student loans for the past 2 years, since March of 2020, your student loans have been on pause. So you have not been required to make any payments. You have not been charged any interest since March of 2020. That ends in 2 days. What that means for you is that means you're going to have to either start making a plan to repay your student loans, or you need to get on some sort of deferment plan. If you fail to do so, then of course you will get late payments on your credit report, unfortunately. Now, there is a sort of gray area. The gray area is, or there is some little bit of hope, not for the forgiveness, not for that, but there's something called the SAVE plan, in which it's already approved. You call your loan servicer, and this is only for federal loans. You call your loan servicer and request to be on the SAVE plan. What the SAVE plan is it's sort of like a ramping up of the repayment of your student loans. And by that, I mean, they will reduce the interest that your student loans accrue over the next year to 18 months. And also, if you do happen to get a payment over the next year, 18 months, then they will forgive it if you already are on the approved plan. You have to call them, though. So call your loan provider and ask them to either get on an income-based repayment plan, place your student loans on deferment, or get on the SAVE plan. If you do not call them and you just miss payments, then they hold the right to report that to your credit report. So make sure you call. That's the most important thing. Make sure you call. If you know that you're not going to make a payment within the next 30 days, because mind you, we are here. Like in 2 days it starts. So if you know for a fact you're not going to be able to make a payment on your student loans within the next 30 days, and you know, it's none of our business, but you know if you'll be able to make a payment or not. If you know you are not, no judgment, just call. Like literally just call. And I called today on a test call, got through in 9 minutes. So it's not even like the IRS. Like it was fast. I got through to a live person within 9 minutes. And yeah, so call. I cannot stress that enough. It starts in 2 days. Like I said, October 2nd is the first day that if you have not made a payment this go around, then your payment is officially considered late. October 2nd. Because the payment pause ends on August 31st. So it ends tomorrow. Call, please, y'all, call, please. I really cannot stress that enough. Like, it would be so unfortunate to be working on your credit, or even just kind of get into a space where you are comfortable within your credit and then you get a late payment. Mind you, student loan late payments are different from regular late payments, because you're going to have a late payment on every single student loan account you have. Most people on average have 12 student loan accounts. Many people have more. So imagine going from no late payments within the last few years and then just having 12 or 18 late payments just out of nowhere. So please call. Please call, please call, please call. I called yesterday, heard you say that at InvestFest, and you're right, got on the SAVE plan. My payment is $5 a month. Period. Literally. Her payment $5 a month. That may be different for you. I'm not saying that your payment is going to be $5 a month. I want to be clear, because they'll help you decide. What I am saying is, if you know you can't pay it, call them. You know you can't pay it today. It's August 30th. You know, if you cannot pay that within the next 30 days, you already know that. You already know that, and that's cool. However, call. Communication. You have to communicate with them. If you ignore them, then you cannot get mad if they don't know what's going on and they report a late payment on your credit report. You can't get mad. You can't get mad at nobody but yourself. Please call. All right. Jackie, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I wanted to ask about this income determined plan. I was told by a attorney that was accountant that was doing my accounting that I could look into income determined plan. That's a type of plan that you would file for when you're and like I'm on FMLA, so I'm out of work right now.
Yeah.
But it was to help with the student loans. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. Are you talking about the income-based repayment plan for student loans?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Oh, 100%. Yeah. If you are
Okay.
on FMLA, and by the way, this is just for the audience. You don't have to be on FMLA. You don't have to even have limited income. 90% of consumers qualify for the income-based repayment plan. And it's super easy to get on. Super easy. All they're gonna do is ask you your monthly expenses versus your income. And because you are on FMLA, it's almost like 100% chance that you'll get approved for it. So, but you do just have to call and answer the questions. And usually they don't even make you fill out the application. You just literally answer the questions over the phone. That's how it worked before the pause.
Yes.
Assuming it works the
Okay.
same way now, but it is an assumption. But yes, call your loan servicer for sure.
Okay. And I have one more question.
Mhm.
I've been out now for quite some time. I lost my mom, and
Ooh,
now my doing well.
so sorry.
So actually, I've been mom went under hospice care
Mhm.
for since last year, and then passed away in June. So in the midst of that, I was just using credit cards, and now they're getting so they've gotten so high. They have their
Mhm.
utilization is sucky now. So I lost about 100 points just doing that. I need to. How do I call the bank to see if I can get a consolidation? Even though I am on FMLA, I still have a job, but I don't have income coming in at the moment. I won't be back at work until next month. How do I work this out?
Okay, so first of all, I want to acknowledge what you say. I'm so sorry to hear that, and I'm definitely praying for your strength and peace of mind going through this because I know
Thank
this
you.
is a super heavy burden.
Thank
Um,
you.
Now, in terms of remedies to fix it, there are certain things that you can do. So the first thing that I would try to do, because you are dealing with very real life situations, a lot of times people don't realize how willing the bank is to work with you, especially under situations like that. I would first try to call to see, hey, do you guys offer any sort of rehabilitation plan or any sort of insurance? I don't know if you have insurance on the card because sometimes they'll throw it in automatically depending on the company. Ask about their programs that they have for family crisis or just a reduction in your income, a temporary reduction in your income, or
Hmm.
or temporary financial burden. I would say on your income is typically what the words that you want to use, and make sure you say temporary. And it's simply just because later on down the line, if you want to ask them for a credit limit increase and stuff, you want to make sure that they know it's temporary. You get what I mean?
Hmm.
So I would call first to see what bank is it.
Navy Federal.
You know what? Navy
Wait,
Federal is actually really good with dealing with things. Have you?
they did at one time. That was less than a year ago. They did pause for 2 months on
Mm,
my credit card, but you know, I'm still out. So
mhm,
I don't want to. I don't know if that's gonna work this time. I also have American Express and a City. American Express I've had a year and a half,
mhm.
and I definitely don't want to burn them. And
Yes.
City, I've had about a year as well. But I I
And
know that once you mess up with American Express, it's hard to get back right with them.
they definitely are stubborn. They are one of the most stubborn companies. Question. So I want to make sure I understand. So so the utilization is high, but are you able to meet at least the minimum payments?
I'm not now. Up
Okay.
till this month coming up, I've
Mhm.
always made the minimum payment. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm going to try really hard. None of them are late. I haven't gotten a late payment yet. I've been able to sustain for a year now. Um,
Okay.
and
That's
I've
good.
paid up until now, last month and the month before last, I was paying over the amount, the minimum amount of, making sure I pay over. But here lately, it's just like scraping the barrel, just making the minimum. I don't see where it's coming from this month. I really don't. But they also paused once already. but I continued to pay anyway when they paused it.
Oh,
This
okay.
time I don't have it. I
Right.
know I'm not gonna have it.
Okay. Now, and are you talking about for all of them or?
All of them, City, American, and Navy Federal.
Okay, so I'm not sure since Navy Federal gave you the two different. I don't know if they'll offer you another one, but I would ask.
Right.
I will say that
Okay.
American Express and City should absolutely. If this is your first time, I
Mhm.
can't see why they wouldn't offer the standard. It's usually 3 months. I'm surprised Navy
Okay.
Federal gave you 2.
Okay.
So that's why I say I would also call them back as well to see if they can give you a little more time.
Okay.
Because the thing is, of course, if the minimum payment is not met within the 30 days, then they will report a late payment on your credit report. And then, of course,
I'm avoiding that if I can. I do try to at least pay the minimum.
right, for sure. Let me ask you a question though. So, how is it looking up soon in terms of like you feeling as though you'll be able to keep up with the late payments? I'm asking because instead of allowing the credit card to continue to accrue the interest that it is, because the interest rates on credit cards are extremely high right now, like literally the highest they've been in over 20 years. So I'm trying to figure out if it's best for you to either close or pause the accounts until you can foresee that you'll be able to at least manage those minimum payments on a consistent basis, because you don't want to keep having those
I
late
stopped
payments.
using them. I'm not using them. I'm not
No,
using
I
them
mean,
at all. Oh,
no. I definitely. So I meant just paying the minimum payments, because even if you're not using them, they have a balance, so you are still going to be required to make those minimum payments. Do you foresee within the next, I would say, like 90 days, you'll be able to kind of get back on track with even if
yeah.
it's minimum payment, not
Yeah, within the 90 days, I do foresee that, but just right now, I don't.
right. So it is repairable. Okay, so that's good to hear, because if it was going to be, I always say, if you are not going to be able to pay something for the next 90 days, sometimes it's best to just close the account, and that way you're closing it on your end, and you can still make some payments towards it just to show good faith to the company in the event you want to reopen the account, but you're not racking up those continuous late payments that are dinging your credit report every month. And you don't want a 90+ day late payment, which is when you, like I said, have those 3 consistent late payments in a row. That's the same weight on your credit as a charge off.
I
So
think I like that idea of closing. I think I would want to close. I'm not using them anyway. I don't want to put any more on it.
some banks will offer a pause, and I've seen up to 6 months. So also ask about that as well. If they can temporarily close the account, pause the account until you are able to regain employment or the situation.
Okay. So how would that affect? I would just be still paying the minimum payment.
So again, if the account is not open, a lot of times, because the company will let you know, like, hey, if you're not able to make, they usually will let you know if you're not able to make this payment within the next, and they typically will give you more than 30 days, but they'll say like this payment within the next X amount of days, then we're going to consider that a late payment. But they're usually able to give you more leeway. The account is closed. So it's not 30, 60, 90 day late payments that you're racking up on your credit report.
Right.
So, and some companies will make you wait 9 months before they open accounts. Some companies will have their separate rules, but it's usually better to do it this way than to just have those late payments and then force them to charge off the account, and then we're dealing with that. You know what I mean? So if you can jump in front of this, sometimes the best option is to pause it or get deferments up to 90 days with the companies.
Okay. All right. And then I would still be paying the minimum on the. Do I pay a minimum amount?
I definitely suggest that you still make some sort of payment, because, like I said, you do want to show good faith effort. Good,
Right.
So I'm under the assumption that you said like you don't know if the minimum payment is even possible, right?
Right.
So if you can make the minimum payment, then you could keep it open. But if you know that you're not, I would say pay something. They may give you a set amount. So if they give you a set amount, then nothing that I'm about to say matters, because obviously they're the company. If they give you a set amount, then try your hardest to oblige by that. If they do not give you a set amount and say, you know, hey, you can keep this account paused for this amount of months, me personally, I would still pay at least something.
Right.
Check
That's
it,
my
pay.
intention. I just don't want to mess it up because
Yeah,
I really did I was on a good stroke here. I was getting it. I was on
yeah,
the way.
and being the primary caregiver, you know, that's a hard situation, and it's a real life situation. It's not like it's something
Hmm.
that is new to them. You know what I mean? So make sure you do tell them, because sometimes they'll have separate departments to deal with situations like this, and they have
Right.
different things that they're able to offer you. American Express is usually good with it if you get ahead of the curve and contact them before it happens, which is why I said it's really good that you haven't missed a payment as of yet. You're getting in front of it.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't even
Well,
know I could do the temporary close. I
mhm.
definitely reach out and do that tomorrow. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have an amazing day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. S. Davis, you was already up here, right? I'm gonna post the
I
link again.
already went.
Oh, you did? I don't know why it keep YouTube. Get it together, YouTube. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna post the link again in the Facebook group. So because it keeps getting lost in the comments. So let me repost it. All right. And if you just coming in, if you're a part of Credit Academy, what I was saying at the beginning was weekly lives are back starting today. Thank goodness the kids are back in school. My children started school 2 days ago. They're back in school, so we're back to our regularly scheduled program, weekly lives. Sometimes it's going to be specific topics. Sometimes it's going to be like now, where it's just live consults. Sometimes it's going to be just Q&A. You know, random topics, webinars, and things like that. Either way, we're gonna be talking weekly again, and I miss y'all so much. I miss y'all so freaking much. Yes, my children started 2 days ago. Girl, it's been a long summer. They stay home all summer. This the first summer they ever stay home, first and last. And yeah, they back in school now, so we back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so if you want to join the live, if you're in Credit Academy, click the link that I just posted in the comment section. You have to click the link in order to come up. It's the StreamYard link. It's in the comment section on the Facebook page or the credit group, the Credit Academy group, if I can think. The Credit Academy group. I just posted it a few times. Yes. Yep. Weekly live / webinar. Yeah. We back on our regularly scheduled program. One thing though, I will say, y'all don't want to go live in the mornings. The reason why I'm asking is because obviously the children are at school in the morning, and it's a lot easier for me. I'm not gonna lie. Who will be available? And then, you know, of course, you can always watch the replay at any time. But I'm thinking about checking, because I know how we normally, the reason why I came live late tonight was because I know we typically go live at night and y'all expect it at night. But let's have a family discussion. We need to have a family meeting, because can y'all do mornings like 10 a.m., 10 to 12, 10 to 1? Of course, some days we'll still go live at night, but I'm just talking about in terms of a guaranteed weekly time that we can meet. And I'm on Central Time, by the way. How that work for y'all? And if it don't work, let me know. I'm just throwing it out there, just trying to see so that we can have a more structured schedule. I want to show it for y'all, because I want y'all to show it for yourself, and I understand that my absence also affects y'all. Don't ever think that I take that for granted. So I want to, let's be serious about this, and let me know if you can't do it, you can't do it, so I know what to expect, number one, and then how to properly schedule these things. Oh yeah, yes, okay. I'm saying all yeses. I ain't seen no no's yet. Okay, that shit. I mean, shoot. I know, you know, of course, I know most people work mornings, which is, you know, why I'm asking. Now, of course, you can always see the replay though. That's the thing. Like, even if you're not live, you absolutely will always have 100% access to the replay. Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like, just being real with y'all. When it comes, okay, obviously I'm a mom. My children at school all through the day. So I'm doing work all through the day. And then it's like, I don't want to keep passing the live off. I've been the guy undressed, thinking I'm finna end my night. And then I want to have a structure. Like, I want it to be structured. Like, hey, 10 a.m. meet me Tuesday, da-da-da. And I just kind of feel like if the lives continue, because shoot, I get up at 5 a.m. every morning. I gotta, take care of the kids. Then I'm working through that. I want it to be a priority. And I know when it comes to like going live at night, yeah, I go to bed at 10. So us going live at night, it literally is so hard on my schedule now. And I want to, like I said, prioritize these lives. Like I'm so sick of being too sleepy to go live or da-da-da. No, like I'm so over that. You have no idea. Mornings, I can guarantee, because then my real estate agent is calling me. Hey Danielle, I'm on live, so don't say nothing crazy. Not nothing crazy, but no, nothing personal.
I sure will. We can't do 10 a.m. tomorrow. Would 1:30 be okay?
Oh yeah, 1:30 is fine.
1:30 on Tuesday. She has to train some agents.
Oh, okay. 2, you talking about? Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, I'll text you.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, yeah, my bad. Okay, I see morning works. So yeah, let's I know I could commit to mornings. I could commit to that because then it's in my schedule. It's a part of my day. These lives, girl, I be in bed literally starting my nightcap at 8 o'clock now. I'm 30. I'm 30 now, y'all. A lot of y'all met me when I was in college. And I used to stay up all night on live. I ain't got that in me no more, y'all. I am 30. I be sleepy. I be sleep. So again, like I said, all just as I do, I'm so sick of I'm so sick of not going live. And it's most of the reason is because I be tired as hell at night. And I know y'all like night live. So if y'all cool with morning lives, we're gonna try it out. We're not married to the idea. Let's be engaged to it. Try it out. If it don't work, then we'll recoup and we'll have another family meeting. But next week I'm gonna do the live in the morning. And let me know how that works. All right, Niche. Hey, Niche. Yeah, Niche. Niche, can you hear me? Yep, weekly lives are back starting today. Weekly lives are back. Kids in school. Niche, can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna go to somebody else real quick then. Hey, Rashonda? Rashonda. Is it Rashonda or Rashonda? Yeah, no. Can you hear me?
Rashonda.
Oh, Rashonda LaShonda. How you doing today?
I'm good.
How can I help you?
Oh, I was just listening. I didn't have a question.
You don't got no question, none. You ain't been wondering what am I gonna do next, or this is confused. You don't got no questions, none.
Not that I can think of right now.
And you know what's gonna happen as soon as you click off, you're gonna think of a question.
I know.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep you up here, and then I'm gonna check back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, Jasenia. Is it Jasenia? Jasenia?
Yes, it's Jasenia.
All right. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How can I help you?
So I recently discovered your page and a few other people's pages and started taking my credit seriously. And I've been making a lot of positive changes and seeing, my score go up and up and up every month. So it's been really exciting. So thank you so much, of course, for the free content and all the gems that you put out. But the bad news is I had a derogatory account that I honestly just forgot about. Like, I honestly just, they weren't contacting me anymore. I forgot about the account and it went to collections. So I bought your 6-step kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I did send the first round, and they replied and they validated the account. They had the original agreement. They had it like PDF file, like everything. So my question is, you said what?
What are we challenging? You said a collection, but like what?
It was a collection so it was like a TV I bought, and I was making monthly payments on it, and I stopped making the payments and forgot about the account, and it's a collections.
Okay, so a retail collection. Okay.
Yes.
Who is the collection agency?
Emergent.
Okay. Sometimes they be offering pay to deletes. Is it at all possible for you to, if they were to accept the pay to delete, would you be able to pay at least 60% of the balance?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, so is it new? Did it just pop up?
It hasn't even gone on my report yet.
Wait. Okay, wait. We talked this all we haven't okay.
Yeah.
So it hasn't even touched your report yet?
No.
Okay, so that you can't even challenge it with the credit bureaus if it's not on your credit
Yeah,
report.
I didn't go to the credit bureaus. I sent the letter that you said to send directly to them to ask them to the debt validation letter. That's what I sent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Okay. So because it's not on your credit report yet, settle the account now, because if you settle it, they can't send it to the credit bureaus.
Okay.
Settle it like ASAP.
Okay. Just okay, quick question. So if I make the full payment, they can't send it to the bureaus. What if I needed to split the payment up into two? Like,
so if they agree to a reduced amount, like a settlement amount, as that is shown and counted as full payment per the credit bureaus, right?
Okay.
So you can either, I mean, if they accept the settlement, there's honestly no more benefit in you paying the whole thing, in my opinion. So
Okay.
offer them, hey, are you willing to accept X amount, whatever, do the math. You can start at 50, you can start at 60% of the balance and see if they'll accept it. Honestly, sometimes I'll be starting sometimes as low as 30%, especially on like low level collections, like telecommunications, like retail collections. Sometimes I start at like 30-40%. The reason why I told you to go so high is because we're on a time limit, right? So if you this now, they absolutely can send it to the credit bureaus, and then it affects your credit report, and then you're having to fight it on that.
Right.
Very few companies will refuse 60% of the balance on an account that's not even reporting yet.
Okay.
So you want to if you have it comfortably to pay 60%, I will offer that. Or you can even just say something like, what's the lowest you're willing to accept on this account? Because you can say, hey, give me $150 on this $900 collection. And if they accept your money, they cannot send it to the credit bureaus as an outstanding debt.
Okay. And is it best to communicate that to them like over the phone, on the website, or via mail?
So because you've already sent the debt validation and they validated the account, you can call them over the phone. However, just make sure that whatever you guys agree to, they send it in writing before you pay.
Okay.
It could be email, like they usually will email you or fax you, or send you the letter in the mail. But just make sure you just get it in writing, just in case they go and not do exactly what they told you that they were going to do, and then you've paid. So just request writing for sure.
Okay. And can I ask one more question?
You ain't gonna have time to send the letter over the phone because you got like about 45 days.
Okay. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
So I recently bought a car, and the interest rate on it is crazy. And I know it wasn't a good decision to get the car, but I'm a mom and I just needed a car. So I said I was going to get the car and then try to refinance it in a little bit with Navy Federal. My question to you is, and I don't know if they're related, but my question is it do you think I should just focus on making my payments on time, not letting any like new derogatory accounts go to my report, and then maybe try to refinance in like 6 months to a year? Or do you think I should do what I just said, but I also have this repo on my report from a few years ago that I tried to dispute, but I don't know if I'm going to get it disputed because, long story short, I tried to get the car through CarMax, and they ran my numbers through like 50 different people and gave my new information to the people that I owe money to. Yeah. So I was like, okay, now they have my updated address and everything. So which one, do you think that repo is even that important? Like, because if I keep making my payments on time, don't you feel like at some point, like, it wouldn't weigh as heavy? Or do you think as long as it's there, like, it's going to be harder for me to get a better interest rate?
How old is the repo?
It's from 2020.
Okay, so that is still considered new in terms of derogatory accounts. So the general rule of thumb when it comes to major derogatories, like a charge off, a repossession, a bankruptcy, well, not a bankruptcy, but charge off, repossession, and 4+ late payments consistently. Late payment, You typically within the first 24 months is considered like new. It's like as if it happened yesterday in terms of how you look at it. 2, you had asked a question in the middle of that I wanted. It was something so important. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts because it was something that was important. The most important thing. Let me ask you a question, and you could just answer yes or no. Do you have at least 4 open accounts right now, open on your credit reporting?
Let me count. I have 3, and then once they start reporting the loans, it'll be 4. The student loans.
So wait, how are your student loans reporting now?
On time because they're like deferred, right, or paused.
Okay, so yeah, so they're already open then. So that means
okay. So
they count. Okay, so do you have at least 2 credit cards?
Yes.
What's your current utilization or your most recent utilization? You don't have to give me an exact number if you're not comfortable with it, but just around
0. I always pay it off in full.
Is it reporting 0 on your credit report?
Yeah, I pay it down by the statement date.
Okay. Leave a little balance by the statement date.
Okay.
People don't realize that 0 actually is to your detriment when it comes to wanting to borrow more money from companies. Unfortunately speaking, companies don't like to see that you don't have any debt because that's not showing or exemplifying your ability to manage debt. They just, if you don't use it, it's not hard to manage it, right? So when you are asking companies for money, you want to show them that yes, you can borrow money and you can responsibly handle it. Report 1 to 3%. So that's going to give you a few points. Do you have a short-term installment? That was the question.
I have the self-lender. I don't know if that counts.
It does count. How long have you count?
I've had it since May.
Okay. So let me tell you what's going to be the best time for you to do a girl, I swear my words is really losing me today. I ain't been live in a long time. But anyways, before you what are you doing with your car?
I'm trying to refinance.
Refinance. Like why can't I? Okay, having a brain fart. But anyways, before you refinance, the best thing that you can do is wait until the self account has 2 less than 3 payments. So 2 or 1. Obviously, that's less than 3 payments. So less than 3 payments remaining, and that's when you are in the prime time of benefiting from that loan account. So all installment accounts, you're going to benefit the most at the end. Do not pay it off early, though. I'm not saying paying it off early. That's the worst thing you can do. You are wanting to build a track record of on-time payments on installment accounts. That self account, when it's within the last 3 months, 2 months, really, I would apply for the refinance. I would apply for Capital One auto refinancing, Navy Federal if you have access to them. And do you have any other credit unions?
Just with Navy Federal.
Okay, you do have Navy Federal. Okay, so yeah, I would try Capital One and Navy Federal. Do not sleep on Capital One because they've been giving out more money than Navy Federal, and approving at a higher rate. So yeah, I will get a few more months on my self account though. Obviously, don't get any more late payments and stuff like that. At the time of your application for the refinance, make sure that your utilization is between 1 and 3%, so that you can get a few more points as well for that. So that's when I would do it.
Okay, and you feel like I should just leave that old repo alone, just let it fall off at some point?
Well, it's old. The only thing is because you haven't established a lot of credit since then, that's why it's weighing so heavy
right
on your current borrowing power. So of course, as time passes, the late payments do affect your credit score and your credit report less. However, what's most important is not only the time, but the amount of on-time payments you've had reported since the late payment. So that's why I said build up a few more months, especially paying that installment account. Obviously your credit cards, and making sure that your utilization is between 1 and 3%.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. That really helped me.
Oh, you're welcome. You have an amazing night.
Thank you. You too.
Say your name.
Jasenia.
Okay, Jasenia. Good night. All right, Veronica, you already came up or no?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good night. Hi. So I have a few questions. So I've been following your program for about a year now, and I've been like, I'm on my 3rd round of dispute, which is actually the first one was actually amazing. I got a few things deleted, so toodles to me. However, the second one,
Mhm.
I didn't hear back from the bureaus
Mhm.
at all. Neither one, like all three of them, didn't respond.
Mhm.
However, the third, I went ahead and sent out the third round, and I'm just still waiting. Pretty much. So I like okay. So for me, I have for the year I have gotten a couple points like following your program, which has been great.
Mhm.
But I'm still like I'm doing good, making payments on time and everything. But my credit is still not boosting as much as I would want it to. Of course, it does take time, and we know. Um, so my question is to you, like, I have like 4 subprime cards currently. That's like 500, 300. That I'm working with right now.
Mhm.
Um, so my question is to you: what are some things that I can do to help boost the score a
Okay.
little bit more?
Okay. I'm about to shoot out questions to you to get an
Right.
accurate gauge on it. Um. Okay. So like, ask the question. Just answer it. Just like straightforward. Like no expert. I'm saying this because I want to make it make sense in my head. I'm a visual learner. So don't like explain what I'm about
Right.
to say. Like, hey, this is what it is. You get what I mean?
Right.
So, how many open accounts do you have on your credit report right now?
I have about 6 positive accounts.
Okay. How many collections do you have or charge offs?
I have three collections on Experian, and I have 4 on Equifax.
Okay. And any charge offs?
I'm sorry.
Any charge offs?
One charge off, which is a
Okay.
car note.
Okay. What's your payment history percentage? I'm sorry. What is your most recent late payment reported on your credit report?
So it's 90 days for the charge off, still reporting.
Do you know when? Like, was it within the last year?
It's the recent. It's actually still reporting. Actually the car. What happened was the car. I'm trying to keep it very. The car was in an accident, and they paid off the insurance paid off some, and then they didn't pay off all of it. So I was responsible to pay off the balance.
Mhm.
And COVID happened and everything, and so I wasn't paying it, and pretty much they weren't settling for whatever I wanted to give them. They wanted more,
Mhm.
and I just wasn't paying it. So it's still reporting. It's recently reported. I think 15 days ago.
Oh, so current. Okay.
Current.
I lost track. Hold on. Okay, so late payments, collections. Um, how many credit cards you have? You said 4.
I have about 6 positive. I have 4 subprime cards. I
Okay, and
have
then the
6
other 2 accounts
positive
are what?
accounts.
Okay, and then what are the other 2 accounts? Are they long
So
term?
Kickoff, I have Kickoff, Kovo, and Self.
Okay, so you have 3 short term installments. Do you have any
Right.
loans, any auto
No
loans?
student loans, just that one auto loan that is still reporting the 90 days late.
Okay. I'm picturing your profile in my head. Actually, I have my book right here. So, hold on. I don't want to get off track. So you got 6 open accounts. Shoot. No, hold on. Y'all still here? Comment yes or a 1 if you can still hear me on YouTube and then Facebook. I don't know what my computer had locked. All right, 6 open accounts. I think you said 4 credit cards, 2 short-term installments. What's your utilization? Okay, y'all can still hear me. Cool. Are you still up here, Veronica? Oh, hold on.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So
What's
I have
your most recent utilization?
my highest utilization currently is at 19%.
What's your overall utilization on your credit report? Are you aware of that?
It says 12%.
Okay, my bad. Okay. All right, and to make sure that I understand your initial question, it was basically why you were.
How So I was basically asking you, are there any tips or I could do to like pretty much just
Oh my God, why does it keep doing that? Okay, let me move my keyboard because I keep accidentally hitting it. Now, can you repeat the question?
So my question was basically, are there any tips or anything that you could recommend where I could kind of boost my score up a little bit, because I have some issues and I need to get another car as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. How soon are we talking?
No, I'm not saying like in the next 2 months or something. I'm giving myself about another 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you obviously know like that you're gonna have to like change a few things within the 6 months if you want to see a big difference in your credit report and score, right? Okay. Quick question. These 4 credit cards, are they under 18 months old?
I have the Avon card. I have an Avon card, and I have card that card for about 2 to 3 years. 3 years, I believe.
Okay. What about
the other subprime cards that I have a self credit card now. Which has been about 12 months. The other one is what is it called? A Fit. I have a Fit that I just got about 3 months ago.
Okay, 3 months.
Also, I have what is it called? Oh, I have a Capital One, which is a $300 card. It's a secured card. And an Open Sky.
And when did you open the Capital One and Open Sky, or just around about? Are they under a year old?
They're all all of those are. The oldest one that I have is the Avon, which is $500.
Okay. What's your average credit age on your credit report? Do you know? I'm assuming
3 years.
3 years. Okay, I figured that. So let me tell you, what you're suffering with right now is you have opened up a lot of accounts within a short time frame, which obviously heavily impacts your credit age. You struggle with credit age right now. So number one, you need to go at least 9 months without opening any other account, like anything. If you can help it, now obviously if it's an emergency, but if you can help it, you need at least 12. So you said your most recent account was open 3 months ago. The best case scenario is to have at least 12 months of no new accounts. Especially if you are wanting to or planning to apply for a long-term installment like a house or a loan. Super important. I know you said you needed a car ASAP, and you said within 6 months, but 9 months may be better. I will say that. But I mean, it'll be better. It's honestly ain't even other way to say it. Also, UTI, when you are applying for your car or whatever, get it between 1% and 3%. 12% is not bad. However, you are missing out on about I would say like 30-ish to 40 points for that difference, right? And it's probably not even that much.
Right.
More that you need to pay. If you really, really want to see a change, I would actually start reporting it between 1% and 3% now, like as soon as you can. And if you do that consistently, you will also see a consistent growth. And consistent is anything more than 90 days when it comes to your credit report. So if you can at very least 3 months, that'll be good for your score. Two short-term installments. One thing that's going to help you apply for your vehicle is if you get at least one of those installments under 10% of the original balance. So, but don't pay it off. That's so important. If you pay it off, then nothing that I'm about to say is going to benefit you because it won't matter. You can't pay it off. The account has to be open at the time of your application. However, if you can show the loan ratio, the loan utilization ratio under 10%, that's also going to increase your installment scores, like your auto score and your mortgage scores. So pick one of those, and if you can pay those, pay 90% of it off. Leave it open. It's important. And then the rest is just no more new accounts until you apply for your car or home if you want to.
Okay. All right, great.
You do that up until for at least, like I said, if you can make it to 9 months, great. But if you only have 6 months, you definitely still should see an increase in your credit score by doing that. But if you can make it 9 months, you're going to get more.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Thank you, of course, and you have an amazing night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Kiara, you're next. Hey, Kiara.
Hey. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you. I've been following you for so long, girl.
I'm acting like I'm some damn body. I am. How you
Oh
doing today?
no, just catch up. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I'm getting my kids something to eat.
Period. Give
Catch
me
up, yeah.
some.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I got a problem. So my daughter had.
I see they only like ketchup.
Why they asking you for ketchup?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so I got a question for you. Okay, so my kids, well, my daughter, she ended up having dental surgery last year, and apparently, like my dental insurance, like I ended up paying like $2,000 out of pocket as far as like a copay on top because like my job was doing something crazy where they ended up like changing insurance, like and stuff like that, but the dentist agreed to still like do the surgery and I didn't have to pay anything. And then they like sent me a bill like for another $2,000 saying that I had to like pay them. So I was like fighting with my insurance, and then I ended up like trying to bill it to like my care credit and stuff like that and my HSA and stuff like that, but then they were like, oh, we don't take it because we're not partnered with your job anymore. So then they ended up sending it to collections in the midst of me like fighting with them. I sent the collections like the debt validation letter and they sent me back the bill. And I I don't know like if I should call and try to like settle with them or still like try to fight it. I just don't want it to like go to my credit report because I worked so hard to like get it to where it is now, like doing your program prior and of course Credit Academy. So like my score is like a 690 and I just don't want it to like hit my report and then I have to like go through this all again. So I just don't know what to do. I'm like at a loss.
Okay. And I'm glad you called prior, before, so we can try to prevent it. Now, one thing I will say is the good thing about it is medical collections are now under a requirement to be at least 12 months past due before they can report it as a collection.
Okay, so that even though it's a dental, it's still like they still like treat it like medical. Okay,
no, that's medical for sure.
Because I'm like panicking over here.
Yeah, ambulance bills are medical.
Okay,
yeah, a lot of things that are considered medical. But yes, that's medical. If it happened in a medical facility, is considered medical. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they do have 12 months from the time that the account went delinquent. So from when they initially start to pursue you for the debt. So I'm assuming that was recent. So you got 12 months to buy some time. Now if you can settle, I would. Or if you don't have a balloon payment to just make a payment on the account, ask them if you can set up some sort of payment arrangement. 9 times out of 10, they'll allow you to set up a payment arrangement, especially for medical collections. And that'll, allow you to be able to pay a reduced amount every month to kind of at least settle the account for, see if they'll accept half the payment in monthly installments or something like that. Address it though. Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. My phone like cut off in the middle of you talking. So I basically heard a little bit of it. You said just call and see if I can do like pay a little bit on it, you said?
So I said because they do have to give you 12 months to pay to make closure with this account or satisfy the account. You can either ask them, hey, this is a $2,000 collection account. I only got $600. And if they say yes, say, can I pay $50 a month? You could do that. Or you could just say, hey, I'm offering you $600 for this account. Would you consider that as satisfied? That's called a settlement. They'll say yes or no, right? Or you could just ask them if they do not want to go down on the price, which that's very rare for medical. If they don't want to go down on the price, pay X amount dollars monthly within this 12 months in order to, or if honestly, if you get it on the $500, they can't report it, but that's a whole nother story. At the very least, you do need to get that under $500 within the next 12 months if you can, if they are not going to forgive it. Can you hear me? Because your screen keep clicking out, so I don't even know if you heard me, girl. Kiara, I'm going to leave you up here, and I'm going to check back on you in a little bit. Hey, Nails, girl. Hey, Nails. Can y'all hear me? Because how ain't nobody hearing me? Let me try somebody else. Tina, you ready?
I am ready.
I'm like, it got to be me. Okay, cool. How you doing today?
So I have a quick. I wasn't really prepared for this tonight because I didn't even know we were going to do it until like 10 minutes ago.
We back
So
it's cool. We back every
right.
week.
Good. I'm so glad you're doing this. I've been waiting for this.
I'm waiting on them kids to get
So I have a quick question. So I also just had to purchase a car, unfortunately. I was rear-ended and my car was a total loss,
Okay.
even though it was only 3 years old. And so the insurance paid it off, which, you know, they did really well on that. Of course, now the price of cars and the interest rate on cars are ridiculous.
Yes.
So of course I now have a bigger loan. I tried to get it financed through Navy Federal, but I've only been with them since April, so I don't know if that played a factor in it or not.
Did they deny it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How many open accounts do you have?
I have open accounts. So total open accounts, I have like, I think 5.
I'm listening still, but I'm gonna go get a pen. But I can still hear you.
No, I believe I have like 5.
Okay. How many are credit cards?
Well, I'm a little confused because everybody, like somebody said self card, somebody said it was a credit card, somebody said it was an installment loan. So I'm not sure which one that one is now.
They offer both. Do you pay a set monthly payment or is like
Yes.
okay, so that's the loan, that's the short-term installment.
So wait, I have the credit builder and I have the card.
Oh, okay. So then that's both then yeah.
Okay. And then I'm an authorized user on a Capital One card. I also have the Indigo card. And I'm in the process of paying my closed Capital One card just because they offered a settlement and I took it, even though they're a charge off. I just want them off I don't know that they're even going to take it off, but I just hope that eventually I can get those back.
If you that's good that you took care of it because Capital One would have sued you anyway.
Exactly. So
I
with that,
I want to make sure I understand it. So just
go ahead.
how many total credit cards do you have?
So Self, Indigo. Do I count the authorized user one?
No, we just count.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I just have the 2.
Okay. Any short term you got a Self, and then any long term installments?
Yes, I have a long term.
Okay. How many total accounts you had again? I don't know if you said it already.
5.
What's that 5th account? What is it?
I have dang, I just looked at it.
Well, is it a credit card or a loan? You don't gotta tell me the exact.
Oh, I have student loans.
Oh, okay. Okay, so okay. What's your current utilization?
12.
Okay. What's your most recent late payment, if any? Or what's your most recent late payment? Because you had that charge off, but any late payments other than that?
No, I've been doing pretty good about staying on top of my payments on everything.
Okay, and so within 7 years, you only have the late payments from the charge off?
No, not within 7 years. They have added some stuff to my credit report, but they either show collection or closed or charged off.
Yes.
The ones that are in collections right now, I'm trying to set up something on them, but then somebody else told me don't pay collections. So I'm a little confused on that.
Hold on. I definitely will address that, but hold on. I want to, because I don't got no pen, so I'm trying to remember. So, whoa. Okay. I'm trying to get a picture of your profile. I need a pen. I just definitely need a pen. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, so you do have other late payments. Hold on. I can't even concentrate. Let me get a pen.
Okay.
I broke my pen and now I can't find any pens.
Oh no.
Well, I could do my notepad. Oh, I'll just do my notepad. I forgot. Oh, I'm on TikTok. Okay, I'll type it. Sorry. All right. So let's if I ask you a question, I already asked you.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
fine. Believe me.
All right. So you got 4 credit cards.
I got 5 open loans.
Okay.
With one, so I guess they group the student loans all together, even though there's several.
Yeah, you got 5. How many credit cards? You said 3.
Well, I have the Self, the Indigo, and I'm an authorized user on another one on Capital One.
So 2 primaries, right?
Right.
All right. You got a charge off from Capital One.
Mhm.
Do you know your payment history percentage? Like, do you know
My
if it's
payment history? Yeah. So like on I pay for the Experian thing. So my payment history, I just saw this 1 second.
And why you looking? What's your utilization?
My utilization is 17. I thought it was 12. It's at 17.
Okay. How many collections?
4.
And how recent are they? Are they within 2 years?
One literally just came on there, but it actually was on there under a different company before though.
Was it on your report when you apply for Navy Federal?
No.
So they had denied you for other reasons on your credit report. Okay. Well,
okay, let me take that back. It was on my report under a different name. It literally was listed previously under one collection agency.
And they sold
when
it.
I disputed it, they took it off, but then put it under somebody else's collection agency.
Yeah, because they can sell it. So after something, just for future references, when you get something deleted off your credit report, so the best the best piece of advice I would give you is to settle that account. Doesn't matter what anyone says. The FCRA states that once an account is removed from your credit report, if the account is later found to be yours or validated at any point, the company can 100% reinsert it on your credit report and or sell it to another agency. And of course, they are going to report on your report. I know there's rumors going around social media of if it can return, when it can. It absolutely can. You can look up 611 reinsertion in the FCRA. So it can reinsert. However, there are certain steps that they have to take prior. Neither here nor there. The point is when something is deleted, like, so if you get these other collections deleted, the best thing is to settle. And after it's removed from your credit report, you typically can have them like settle it at a super low rate, like 10%, 15%, sometimes 20% of the debt. So just for future references. In terms of how to fix your report or what things to work on going forward, of course, getting your utilization to between 1% and 3%, that'll give you 30-ish points around about. Never take exact points, but around about, it could give you about 30 points if you put it between 1% and 3% for at least 90 days. The longer the better. 2, the collection accounts. Are you currently challenging them, or what you want to do with those? Do you want to dispute them?
Which one? I didn't hear you.
The collections. Are you
the collections? One of them I know I want, like, I don't owe it. It's literally from AT&T, but Uverse, but it's for equipment that we did return, and they keep trying to say we didn't return it.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is gonna sound a little harsh, but this is from the credit bureaus. They don't get into like the civil disputes that you have between the companies. They're only at liberty of reporting what the company is telling them, right? So apparently they're telling them that you owe that, and unfortunately, they don't care if it's like, oh, I returned the equipment, I didn't return the equipment. What you would have to do is you would have to you have to contact Uverse or whoever, to see if you can talk to someone in upper management. I would even write their CEO via email and or send a letter to the headquarters asking and pressing this issue, because the credit bureaus are not going to remove it just because you stated, like, I returned the equipment, right? Another thing, do you have any collections that's older than 3 years?
Oh, let me think. I have Okay, here it is. Sorry, I don't want to tell you the wrong number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, collections are right here. So this is 2020. Yeah, I have one from 2019 and one from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
The other one just reported July 7th.
Okay, so when we're talking about in terms of paying collections, yeah, if you do pay the ones that are older than 3 years, yeah, don't pay those because that's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. Even if it was the ones that are like a year old or so, paying it is not necessarily going to help your score. However, you could do things like pay to deletes, right? So if a company agrees to remove the account from your credit report in exchange for payment, then your credit score will recover because it'll be as though it never happened, like the collection never happened. So that's the only time I typically recommend and like to pay collections. What I will say, if you do plan to challenge those collections, which this is not me telling you to challenge it, but I will say that my personal advice to any consumer is to always challenge your rights. You are given the right to request an investigation for any derogatory information on your credit report, in which I personally believe that you should press the issue and make every single company, collection agencies especially, validate the collection account before you even mention a single dollar to them.
Right.
If you are, like I said, if you are going to pay, I'm never going to sit up here and say don't pay your collections. That would be against the law anyway. I can't tell you that. What I will say is,
no, I just know that people have said that if you pay the collections, it's not going to help your credit report. The damage is already been done.
Yeah, so it's nuanced. It's a little more nuanced than that, but essentially is after a collection has hit your report, the damage is done. And I tell people that all the time. If you want to pay a collection, try to hit it before it hits your report when they're sending you the debt validation letters and things of that nature. Once it hits your report after it's paid, it does not delete the account unless the company agrees to delete it. They're not doing that. So while that collection is still on your credit report, it is still a collection. So whether the balance is $0, $20, $30, $2,000, a collection is still a collection, right? So you still have that presence of a collection, meaning you're still being docked for having a derogatory collection on your account unless they delete it. So
real quick, so I can clarify this though. You said that if it was more than 3 years old, then I should challenge it. If it's under 3 years old, I should try to settle it.
No.
Okay.
I want to make sure I'm clear. So for those of you in the audience too, if you do want to pay a collection, if you crazy enough to want to pay, any collection account under 3 years, over 3 years old, all you're doing is your credit report more damage because you've taken an inactive account and you've brought it back active. The second that you make a payment on any account, whether that's an open, close, or collection account, you do update the date of last activity. Payments are considered activity. Therefore, you bring this lifeless account essentially back active. So now it looks like it's a new collection on your credit report. Anytime you let any derogatory account sit dormant for more than 24 months, the worst thing you can do is kick back up the account or restart the account by waiting that long to offer a payment, because all you're doing is resetting the clock on that account.
I was going to say that 7 years starts over, don't it?
The reporting time does not start over. However, the statute of limitations start over, depending on your state.
Oh, okay.
Also, if you are going to dispute a collection, the worst thing you can do is paying the collection first. Payment is recognized as per the FCRA as your acknowledgement of the debt and or your agreeance that the debt is yours and accurate, right? So if they can prove that you made even a dollar payment, if they can prove that you called and set up a payment arrangement, because that's also considered a promise to pay, a verbal agreement. So never, and I'm not just talking to you, by the way, but never promise any payments to collection agencies over the phone, especially if you know you want to dispute it, because that counts as validation. You validated your own account. So if you challenge that later on down the line, all they got to do is prove that you made the payment or promised to pay, and guess what? You validated the account legally, or they validated the account. So you don't want that. I personally recommend, I dispute every collection. It's rare unless it's LVNV, portfolio recovery, or
Midland Credit.
yeah. That's because if you're not ready to pay that, they're likely going to sue anyway. That's what they do. So, but for the most part, I think that you should dispute collections because you want to force them to validate the account. You'll be surprised at how often collection agencies are not able to validate an account. And just because it's yours, because people seem to think that the only part of validation is proving that the account is yours as a consumer. There are 32 other fields that they have to prove that is correct in order to say that this report or this account is reporting correctly. It's not just about it proving that it belongs to you. So don't think, oh, I know that's my account, so I don't need to dispute it. That's even more of a reason why you should dispute it. And when I say dispute, all you're doing is requesting an investigation, ensuring that your credit report is accurate. So I personally would say challenge it and see if some will get removed just off challenge. If you go through 3 to 4 rounds, then you can determine, hey, let me just offer them a pay to delete. Because once you offer them a pay to delete, there's no going back in terms of challenging the validity of the account unless it's reporting inconsistently. I hope I ain't just give too much. Like say, I hope you're following, but
no, I am following. I've been literally sitting back following. Like I started this in February.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I didn't give you too much
information. I still need to do my LexisNexis personal information and stuff like that. But I did 2 rounds and then I stopped because work got crazy. But so I feel like I need to start over or something. But so one of my questions though, in regards to this, so I understand what you're saying about the collections. What about the charge-offs? If the charge-offs are on your credit report and they're wanting you to like do a settlement, but they're like old accounts.
Charge-offs are different because you actually can see an increase in your credit score by satisfying charge-off accounts because they are still considered trade lines. A collection is not a trade line. That's just a derogatory account. A charge-off was at one point a positive account, a positive reporting account, meaning you do have positive reporting payment history associated with that account. So that account still benefits you in some ways, very minimally, if it's reached the charge-off status. Point is, there you can still benefit from paying a charge-off or settling a charge-off, unlike a collection.
And does it matter if they list as that settled in full versus paid in full?
Doesn't matter in terms of points at all. Lenders don't care about that. All they care about is your outstanding debt and who they got to worry about coming and taking your money that will cause you not to pay them. That's all they care about. So yeah, no settlement. To be honest, I don't think I've ever fully paid for a charge-off ever because the way I see it is, why I'm gonna pay full price if I can get a discount and it's gonna do the same. You know,
exactly.
all you are concerned about is having a charge-off. A charge-off is obviously bad. I'm not saying you can ever make a charge-off account good again.
Better,
you know, however, you can make it affect your credit rating and your credit worthiness less. And one way to do that is to have a charge-off with a zero. Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
One way to make a charge-off affect you a little less is to have a charged-off account with a $0 balance. My bad. Okay, yeah. So you can settle those charge-off accounts. Also, have you tried to send a charge-off kit?
Not yet. That is something that I've been actually reading through now. That and the bankruptcy kit, because I do have a bankruptcy on there, but the bankruptcy is kind of close to being falling off anyway.
Okay, so that's good. You already have. Okay, yeah, that's good.
I do have I know I have 2 more questions for sure. I have an account with OneMain, which is like an installment loan that it's on my credit report as closed. I've already reported this as fraud because I believe it was my ex-husband who did this because he did other ones as well. And so they actually took me to court, and on the 7th I appeared in court and I told him, you know, the attorney that was coming to represent that company, I told him the issue, like, no, I want to fight this because this is not mine. We were not married. The problem is my ex-husband is in prison, but he was able to somehow get this account in my name along with like a payday loan and something else. I don't know. But because he knew all of my information, all of this was done electronically, nothing in person. So I kept telling him, send me a copy of the original contract with my wet signature. And they can't do that because of it electronically.
Right. And I want to say, just electronic signatures, unfortunately, the law doesn't require a wet signature anymore, because obviously, we're 2023 and 90% of applications are done online. They consider a wet signature, unfortunately, as an electronic signature. Just FYI. That's the thing.
So because he knows my information and was able to go in there and do a loan without, I guess he didn't have to verify anything because they gave him the loan. It was $1,500 loan.
So let me tell you what to do. You need to file an identity theft report on identitytheft.gov, because that's identity theft. Even if you knew the person, it's still is identity theft legally. And please, anybody who listening, if your identity was not stolen, I am not talking to you. I am not telling you to file no identity theft report. I want to make myself clear. Y'all know we don't do the unethical things here. I'm never going to tell you to do anything like that. I just got to be clear. I'm sorry. File an identity theft report. Go to identitytheft.gov. They're going to ask you questions about the account number. If you know the person who did it, yes, you fill out all that information. At the end of that, they're going to give you a identity theft report that you're able to download to your computer and print out as well. You have to have that identity theft report and send a corresponding letter to the credit bureaus with the identity theft report. Make sure you make a copy, and then send a identity theft letter that recognizes that account legally as an account as a fraud account, right? After you send that, a week, maybe you can give them 2 weeks, depending on mail. Call the credit bureaus. This is the only time I suggest calling the credit bureaus. Call the credit bureaus, and the reason why you're calling the credit bureaus is because you want to make sure that they routed the letter to the fraud department. You don't want them to route it to the regular dispute department, because it's going to just get validated or verified or whatever the case may be. That's not identity theft, right? You have to make sure that it goes to the fraud department. So call and ask them, if the investigation is open, and if it is it assigned to the fraud department? That is so important. So after it's assigned to the fraud department, then the fraud department they can call you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they remove it. But they do reserve the right to call you and ask for, more information. So the reason you have to go through all those steps so that account can be counted as fraud, because you're never going to win disputing that account as it's not mine, because everybody says that. You know what I mean? Like, that's already. So they're just thinking, whatever. Anyways, validated. Here's her wet signature.
Right. And I've actually filed police reports before when I knew for sure it was him. What I honestly think is he lets whatever girl he's with at the time, he has my ID, an old ID of mine, and he knows my information because we were together for 6 years.
That doesn't make it less identity theft, though. So don't.
Right. No, but like when I go to court, I have to return back to court November the 14th. I have to file my answer within the next week in the courthouse, which is going to cost me like $109. But they're wanting me to bring back proof that this is not mine, and I'm not able to do that, because how am I going to prove it was him or the girl he was with?
So I want to be clear. So the court, the court and the credit bureaus, they are different. Like what works with the credit bureaus, that has no bearing on like how effective it is in court. So these are two different things. I will say, so I'm not legally able to give you advice on your case, because I'm not an attorney. However, I am legally able to give you advice on how to deal with the credit bureaus. When it comes to the credit bureaus, that they don't even know what's going on in the court. Like that's not their business. That's neither here nor there for them.
Right.
It's still your responsibility to make sure that dispute gets routed to the fraud department, regardless of what happens in court. It is fraud. Even if he had your ID, it's still fraud.
Okay. Well, see, the reason I was saying that though is because I had filed fraud police reports before, and the police did nothing about it. Well, I did it with the police department, and they literally did nothing about it.
Yeah, right. Because the police department doesn't even have jurisdiction over your credit report, so they wouldn't, even if they wanted to be the nicest officer in the world, they still couldn't have changed your credit report. That's what I'm saying. So the FCRA doesn't govern police departments, judges, court cases. It only governs the credit bureaus and the creditors, right? So when it comes to protecting your consumer rights as part of FCRA, you got to go to the bureaus. Even if you are having an independent issue outside of the bureaus, none of that, they're not privy to that information. You know what I mean? In their eyes, you're disputing this account, saying it's fraud, and like 99% of the other fraud letters, it's usually not fraud, right? So you want to make sure that they are addressing this account as fraud. Like I said, outside of whatever the court is, doing.
Got you. Okay. Cause his attorney did send me a form, or the attorney that is representing the company rather sent me a form for me to complete and send back to him. But again, that's the attorney that's representing them. And I'm like, okay, am I really supposed to do this? Or like, I'm a little lost on that. But it was what's it called? Identity theft victims complaint. Something. An affidavit. That's what it was. For me to complete and send back to them. So, and it says to list like any account that I know for sure is a fraud account to send to that attorney. I'm like, okay, so this attorney's
By the way,
representing.
your FTC report, the identitytheft.gov report, that's also an identity theft affidavit, and you can also send that to the police department. So it can work with the credit bureaus and the police department.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I can do that.
That's a legally recognized identity theft affidavit. So it's you can kill two birds with one stone.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I got 2 more questions if you have time.
I got time.
Okay. So my one question is, so like on my credit report, it's showing that I have like so many accounts, so many open, so many closed. Does it matter that all of them are on there, whether they're closed, charged off, open, whatever? Like, does it hurt your score if all of those are listed on there, but some of them are closed?
You said student loan. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. You said student loans, or what kind of accounts are these? Or
They're
just
different accounts. Like I had a Fingerhut account that, I mean, it was a good standing, but because I didn't use it for a while, they closed it.
Okay, so you're asking like, should you basically get your closed accounts deleted, or how your closed accounts are affecting you? Is that the question?
Right.
Yeah. So closed accounts are a part of your credit history. The only time you ever want to get a closed account removed is if it's like a closed charged off account, a closed repossession, a closed derogatory account. If it's just an account that closed, whether that's you closed it or it was a loan that you satisfied, that is not negatively impacting you. That's actually like your credit age. That's your credit history. The payments that are included in those accounts are still being credited to you within your within the payment history section of your credit report. So getting that deleted will also remove all of those.
My credit age.
Right.
Yeah, my credit age is over 10 years.
The general rule of thumb with closed accounts is if you have late payments on your closed account, look at the account, see if you have at least 11 on-time payments reported for every late payment. So, for example, if you had a old car loan that was 5 years, it was the total term limit was 5 years. Within that 5 years of that reporting, you have 4 late payments on that account, then I wouldn't even dispute the account because that account is still helping you more than it's hurting you. 11 one-time payments cancels out 1 late payment. So the impact on your credit, as long as you have 11 on-time payments for every 1 late, they, like I said, they cancel one another out.
Okay. So if you have an account that is, I don't know, just for example, you just use the auto loan. Say it's a 5-year, but just use like my car was just at a total loss, and it was only after 3 years. So what if in that scenario, like I had more, or not as many, but like say I was only able to make 3 years worth of payments, but out of those 3 years, I had, I don't know, a little less than half were late, but the other ones were on time. Would you challenge that one?
I would. If you are ever on any account, not to get too detailed, but anytime you have more than a 6% payment, I would just say 10, because if it's Premier cards, they look at 6%. But anytime you have less than a 10% success rate on making payment or on being late, like if you were late at least 10% of the time you held an installment account, is affecting you more than even the points that it deducted from you. So like that account is quite literally hurting you more than it's helping you in most scenarios, especially if it's within the last like 36 months. You generally, if you have late payments, obviously you want to avoid late payments at all costs. However, things happen. So if you do have late payments on an account, the few the better. You know, the more.
Well, it says that my payment history is at 98% that I pay on time.
That's good. Yeah, I would say don't touch your.
Yeah, and then like my credit history is really good. It's over 10 years. And like all of my other things are listed as like either good, excellent, or fair. I have nothing that's like poor or nothing like that, but it's like I feel like my score will not get out of where it's at now. And then like when I went to go get a car, the score that they used was completely different than what was on my credit reports.
For sure. We have so many versions of our credit score.
Yeah.
However, the reason why that's happened is because the late payments that you do have, you said they were on loan accounts, right? They were on installment accounts, right? And you have a recent charge off, so that's an installment. Well, it could be a credit card, but I think you said yours was an installment. So you aren't 30, you aren't at least 24 months outside of your most recent derogatory. So you are likely going to get denied for anything that you apply for within the next, depending on how recent your most derogatory was, but within 24 months of your most recent derogatory. Even if your score has rebounded, your borrowing power takes a little while longer to recover. So
the account that just posted in collections, but it was an old account that came from a different collection agency. So does that start it over? Or?
It does. If it leaves your report and it comes back, it's a new collection in the eyes of your credit report and lenders.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, so last question, I promise. So say statute of limitations in Missouri, I believe, is 10 years on a written contract. So say I was, so I had actually rented an apartment with an old boyfriend, and we decided to part ways. I got an arrangement with the landlord that I was going to be taken off of the lease, that I would no longer be there. He stayed for, I think, another 6 months. And this was so long ago, like I couldn't even remember the address at first. But I don't know if he filed bankruptcy, or I don't even know where he's at now. But they tried to do a wage garnishment on me for that apartment, even though my name was no longer on the lease. Number one, it's over 10 years. Number two, I actually contacted the leasing agent, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. They told me who their in-house collections were. I called them. They said, well, we don't have it. Call this number. This is the collections agency that we send our stuff to.
This is on your credit report? I want to make sure I'm following.
No, it's not even on a credit report.
Oh, okay.
So I called them, and they said they no longer had it. And then, so I even called the attorney's office. All you can do is leave a message. So I emailed them, and all they keep doing is, like, when I tell them to send me the original contract, all he keeps doing is emailing me back the same wage garnish assignment, saying it's past that date. I had never received a court.
It's already went to court.
Well, apparently, but I never received anything on it. And I've always kept my mom's address as my mailing address. So any address they would have had for me other than that apartment, because they knew that's where it was at, would have been my mom's house. I was at the same job for 13 years, so I wasn't hard to find, but they never, not one time did I get anything about that.
Okay. You may have to contact the courthouse to ask for a record of the procedural filings for that case and challenge it.
So if the garnishment already started, though, can I still do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what your challenge is, because a judge is the only person who can decide if they're going to change that. Yeah, like
now, will it matter that happened in Missouri and I now live in Illinois and they're actually going through an Illinois court?
I'm gonna be I don't know the answer to that question. You gonna have to contact an attorney for that, because I am not sure, and I don't want to steer you wrong on that.
Right. I was just like, wait a minute, it's way over 10 years. How are they even able to do this? Like something ain't right here.
I mean, I will see if you can challenge it, but yeah, that you're gonna definitely have to, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and steer you in the wrong direction, especially when it comes to legal stuff.
Yeah, and he never would send me no debt validation, nothing.
Yeah.
That's because he can't. I wasn't on it anymore.
Yes, I definitely would challenge it with the judge. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, challenge it with the judge, because he's the only one who has the power to change it anyway. So yeah.
Exactly. So, and you say you do this how often? Once a week?
Yeah. So now we back to once a week schedule.
Okay. Is it on the same day or?
So no, it ain't. It may not always be on the same day. However, normally I didn't give a warning today because I just happened to come live. However, going forward, there will be an email sent to like all Credit Academy members, and also posted. You'll see it posted. Like you'll be forewarned in the future. Today it's impromptu.
I'm going to be ready next time. I didn't even know this was happening. I'm like, oh my God, I need my questions.
Every week now we are finally back on the schedule. So
perfect. Thank you so much. You're so helpful. I've literally been trying to drill this into my head, how everything works, and the right process about going about doing it. And I know I have to get on LexisNexis thing, but my report literally is 282 pages. Like, how do you have a LexisNexis report that long?
Yeah. Actually, we're going to do another. Well, we have a webinar. If you're in Credit Academy, I will watch the webinar LexisNexis, the third party agencies webinar.
Yes, I am part. I've been part of Credit Academy since you rolled it out in February, and I just been paying every month, and I only did 2 of my I know, but I do child welfare, so I'm in court a lot with kids, and it's been crazy lately. So like we've had to take kids into custody, and if there's no place to put them, I have to stay at the office with them, and it's like,
yes. My kids was at home for the summer, and let's just say I'm just now getting back on track. They went to school 2 days ago, so listen, I understand.
I completely understand.
Yeah. So, but look, hindsight is 2020. You can't go back and change that. You can redirect your future though.
That's why I said now that my caseload's going down some, I actually got a promotion, so my caseload is going down because I'm training other people, but that's going to give me more time to look at this too. So,
and I'm going to be every week now, so it's going to be a lot harder to forget.
Yes.
So everything changes.
Yes, accountability.
So exactly.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your help.
Thank you. Hey, so yeah, I'm gonna finish everyone else that's in a box, and then that'll conclude today's live. So I am gonna if you're already in a box, I'm gonna get to you. Justin, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Ready? I like that. Yes, I can hear you. How you
I'm well, and yourself?
Great.
I have 2 questions. So the first question is, I have a medical collection from, I think it happened in 2020 with a car accident, but it hit my credit report. So it's like about $4,796.
When you say just, how recent?
It hit the collection hit in. It's updated on Experian. It says December 2021, but they did not let me know until January of this year.
Okay. So,
but it was already on the report when I found out that it was on my credit report. So I'm on round 4 trying to dispute it. Now it keeps showing up collection every month in the 24-month history on Experian. So it's showing up for 24 months. But like I said, I found out about it in January.
Was this account charged off before it was sold to a collection agency?
It was not. No. Now what happened is they were sending, when I got in the car accident, I had a different address from a different state on my license. So they were sending all the letters to the old addresses on my license that the hospital had. Didn't send my letters to the address that I gave them when I lived in Georgia. So they were sending them to the old address. I never received anything. It just appeared on my credit report. So I've been trying to dispute. I sent a debt validation letter. They sent me a big packet. It has
wait. Before you list it, because I want to. What type of account is this? I know it's a collection.
It's a medical collection. So it's a medical collection.
Okay, so medical collection. You said you've challenged. Did you do HIPAA?
I did. I did the
What did
HIPAA.
what did they say?
Basically, they just sent me the packet that has where they verified the account, saying they had the invoice.
I'm so sorry for interrupting you because that's I was waiting on it to come back. I'm still stuck on this a collection and it's reporting a 24-month payment history. We're gonna have to go back to that because that's the biggest thing here. What you mean is reporting a payment? Like it literally shows like your other account, like look at any of your open accounts on your credit report and you see how they'll report a 24-month payment history.
It shows collection. It shows collection every month.
Hold on, I want to make sure.
And then it says past due in the amount of $4,796. Because I asked you about this.
Past due and it has a payment history. That is reporting as a trade line. A collection is not a trade line unless it was previously charged off. And you said it couldn't be
not
medical unless it was it care credit.
No, it wasn't. And what happened is the guy didn't have any insurance. So when they sent it to State Farm for the guy who hit me, they sent it back to the hospital saying he was not covered with them. So now it's falling back on me.
Mm-hmm. It's a collection reporting as a trade line. Let me see the name of the letter that I want you to send.
Because I had asked about this on the live back, I think it was back in May. You told me to send the HIPAA letter. I sent that. Then I turned around and sent the debt validation. They turned around both times and sent me the packet. It has like all the codes on it that they use at the hospital, the pricing for every item. It basically had everything they did at the hospital that day that they sent, that the collection company sent me.
Okay. I hear you, but I want to find this letter. So hold on. So basically what's happening, because I don't know if I knew like this was reporting like this back then, because if I would have caught that, I definitely would have been having you challenge the fact that this account is reporting wrong. If it's a collection, it can't report a payment history, nor can it report a past due balance. By default, a collection is past due, therefore, and also you don't have a contract in place with the collection agency, therefore they cannot report a late payment because there was never an established due date. And if your collection is reporting like that, that may be a good thing in terms of your leeway to challenge it, but I'm just trying to find the exact name of the letter, so I tell you want to go download. So give me one second. Actually, if you have another not nothing that's going, I have to think because then I won't be able to look, but it just questions you can ask while I'm looking.
I have another part to that question. So I was getting ready to call the hospital to ask them should I see if I can settle it, but I wanted to ask you first because you said no.
No, I said I'm telling you, I'm following. Like
okay, so I didn't know if I needed to call them to ask because I went to my doctor and my doctor's office is in the hospital it's connected to the hospital, and they kind of mentioned that I had a balance at the hospital, but I just told them, I said, oh, I didn't know that, and they told me to contact billing.
Right.
So I didn't know if I needed to reach out to billing. I didn't know if I reach out to them, do I need to settle it with them? And if I do settle, how much do I settle it for? That was the biggest thing I wanted to know about that.
And this is the medical collection, right?
That medical collection.
I mean, I certainly would try to contact billing to see if they're able to give you, to reduce the amount that you owe. However, though, I just thought about that. If they reduce that amount as per of an agreement or something that they worked out with you, then that can be seen as legal validation of the debt because that's considered a promise to pay. So if you are going to dispute this, then you might want to hold off on doing that. Use that as a last option, because that is definitely going to be seen as you acknowledging the debt. So this is what I want you to do. In the group, there's a kit, is a new kit. It's called the Advanced Collection Kit.
Advanced Collection.
There is a letter within the kit that is titled. Let me make sure my titles are still the same as y'all's. So it's gonna make sense when you see the kit. It's hard explaining it without you seeing it, but there is a set of, you're gonna have to send 2 letters at the same time, right? First letter you're gonna send is called direct to furnisher. This is what it's called within the kit, right? And then the letter immediately after that says direct to original creditor 623. Okay. Send those 2 letters at the same time. You will envelope them separately because The first one that I mentioned goes to the hospital, whoever they are, or whoever is reporting as the original creditor. And then the second one, I'm sorry, reverse what I just said. Direct to Furniture is the collection agency that's collecting on this account. Direct to original creditor is the hospital, the medical facility, or whoever you actually are in debt with. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Send those at the same time and challenge this particular account that way, because like I said, this account is not reporting correctly if it's reporting as a collection with having a payment history as well as a past due balance. I will send those two, like I said, at the same time.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me ask you a follow-up to this. So I'm on round 4, and I did it in disputed again in round 4. So round 5 would actually probably start if they don't remove it. Like I think September the 6th, I think will be my 40 days will be up for round 4. Do I leave it alone for round 5 and do the wait for the okay?
That's exactly what you do. So don't challenge it round 5 other than the 2 letters that you're sending. You get what I mean?
Okay.
I feel like I just overcomplicated that, but you was right. What you said, I was reaffirming what you said, but you are right. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So the second and last question I have. Okay, so I had a credit card that was included in my bankruptcy that was discharged in 2019.
Okay.
Well, the credit card company, everything was removed from the credit on the credit report. Well, as of 6 months ago, the credit card company. Well, let me back up. It's reporting on Experian only. Experian deleted my bankruptcy, but where the credit card was included in Chapter 7.
Experian deleted the bankruptcy?
They did. They deleted the bankruptcy. So once they deleted the bankruptcy, the credit card company updated the credit card now from where it said included in bankruptcy to now a charge off. And they moved it all the way back to December of last year as being charged off. So it's showing that I have a new charge off. On my account, and it's showing I have a balance. Now it says $89 that was written off. And right now it's saying as of December 31st, 2021, which that is not true. This was discharged in September of 2019.
Okay.
Now I was getting ready to reach out to the credit card.
I'm hold on, I'm painting a story in my mind. Hold on. Okay. You filed bankruptcy when? 18?
In 2019.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Siri, I did not talk to you. What are you talking about? How do you ignore her?
I'm here.
I don't want you here. Okay. Hello? Can you still hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. What was we talking about? Because Siri just really
That's okay. You were asking me when did I file bankruptcy?
Okay, you filed bankruptcy in 2018, right?
2019.
Okay, and the charge off is now being reported as when was it charged off?
It's now being reported as being charged off as December 2022.
Which is when you filed bankruptcy, correct?
No, I filed bankruptcy in 2019. And it was discharged in 2019.
I got it. The crazy thing is you have, so number one, when bankruptcy is removed, all of the included accounts has to be updated within 30 days to take away the included in bankruptcy because it's no bankruptcy to justify that, right? 2, when that happens, those are charged off accounts, right? So it's showing as a new charge off account. However, you want to make sure that the reporting time has not changed. That cannot change regardless of what journey that account took, where it been, where is that now? It doesn't matter. That cannot change because that means that the account will be able to report more than 7 years on your credit report, which it can't. Now, what I'm concerned about is you said the charged off date, because the reason why I brought the 4 point up is because if the charge off date is not accurate, then that absolutely means that the reporting time is not accurate, right? So, do you have a charge off kit? If you don't, you can put it in the group.
I don't. I'll get it out the group. One question. I don't want you to lose your train of thought, but I'm looking at the payment history now. It says the original charge-off date is August 2018. Then it goes from September 2018 up until August of 2021 as no data. Then it just started showing collection from August 2021 up until now.
correct me if, so it sounds like is it right, or am I getting check that, because the dates, I don't know if you were saying the same dates. So are they saying that it was originally charged off with a date that aligns with your bankruptcy?
It was charged off a date that aligns with my bankruptcy, but then they also go back and say they in the payment history aligns, the first part aligns with my bankruptcy, because even like I said, the car was charged off in 2018. I filed bankruptcy in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And they show no data for almost 2.5 years.
Okay, so no data is a neutral rating, so that's not hurting you, nor is it helping. Okay, it's there. It's just there.
Okay, so then after when Experian removed the bankruptcy in July of 2021, mm-hmm. that's when the credit card company went back and put the charge off on my credit report, and I did not know mm-hmm. that it was back showing charge off. I just kept wondering why I kept getting denied for everything I applied for.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay. So now it is a charge off. So you're gonna have to challenge it like any other charge off, and I will go through the charge off kit by far, because that's the most effective way to challenge charge offs. But basically act like the bankruptcy has never happened, because it's no longer on your credit report. That account is just a charge off in terms of how it's reporting, how it's affecting you. Therefore, you should go through the process of disputing it. One of those rounds, specifically round 4, is factual dispute. So you could actually bring up how it's reporting inaccurately within the payment history, how it's inconsistent with your bankruptcy date. Those are 2 factual reasons why you can challenge that. However, I would suggest if you don't want to go through 4 rounds, definitely do at least the first investigation request and the reinvestigation request before you address those.
Okay. So I'll just start.
You really only have, you can honestly just do the initial request for an investigation, and then you can move forward with that particular one.
Okay, so do round 1, then move forward. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So I think that is it, because everything else.
Did you write down? You got to download the collection kit and the charge-off kit.
Oh, both. Oh yeah, I got the charge-off kit.
Okay, yeah.
The collection kit is for the medical collection, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that was you, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
And then the second was the charge-off kit.
Right. Yeah. So you're gonna need both.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Those were the 2 questions I have that would really get me started where I need to be.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking forward to hearing the update on those. We're doing weekly lives. Hopefully you can join us next week and the week after and the week after.
I sure will. If I'm at work, I know how to put my headset in so I can listen.
That's why they made AirPods. You hear me?
But
I'll talk to you later, Justin.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. So we got Trisha, Kiara, Amanda, Jamaica, and James. I'm gonna make sure I get all of you guys before we end tonight. Trisha, you're up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. First, I want to start by saying you and your daughter look exactly alike. You stretched, and I promise you morphed right into her. I said, "Oh my God!"
I feel like when I don't have on makeup, we look more alike for sure.
Yeah. But okay, this is the question I have.
I
have one collection on my credit report, and it's $1,500.
How new?
Huh?
When did this collection happen?
It happened it says it was, this company started reporting it 2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years. Okay. One collection, $1,500, 2 years old.
Right. Okay. So I got a email from this collection company that says, if you give us, they want to settle it, $288.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be wise at this point? Because in March, I'm at my 7-year mark.
You sound like TT, so I don't want to curse. No, absolutely not. 6 months. You said when is the fall off date? When is the 7 years?
March it falls off.
I personally wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest. Even if you settle that today, you're not going to see a difference in your credit report. It's literally not going to help you in any way. They're trying to use last ditch efforts to, recuperate some of the money on the account because they know they out of there in a few months. So
Okay.
this ain't gonna be the first or the last letter you get on this account. They probably gonna offer at the very end, probably gonna say you can settle this account for $50. Do not fall for it. No, it's way too late. It's not gonna help you at all.
Okay. All right. I thank you so much.
I'm so glad you came over and asked that. Oh gosh, I would have. Oh, they know they be slick. But yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Well, you have an amazing night. Hopefully, I see you next week.
Okay, you will.
Kiara, it's your turn. Kiara Riley. Oh, no. Okay. Are you still? Did I kick you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I have another question. So my question is, I
knew you was up here before. I'm like, wait, that name sound. Yeah, I'm gonna let you get this one off. Okay.
Okay, so when I was gonna ask my other one, my phone had did something.
Oh, okay. Look, my fault. You're right, because I did say I was gonna come back to you and I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was trying to get my kids scheduled, so it's
right.
It's fine. I got it, but it's only one question, so I'm sorry. I hope nobody gets mad, but I just wanted to.
They can't. It was my fault. I really forgot.
Okay, so my other question was, okay, so I went to school and I ended up getting a grant and a loan, and then they sent me a bill a year after I graduated from school. It was for $900. And so I fought it because I'm like, why y'all didn't take the money for the grant and stuff like that? But they was I have to pay it. So they ended up sending it to collections. My question is, should I pay the school because I have the money, or should I'm currently in round 4, ending round 4, going to round 5.
Okay.
Or should I just wait?
You said student loans, right? And then they sent it to a collection agency?
No, it's not a student loan. It's an actual bill to the school. It's I owe.
Oh, okay. So it's basically just a it's shown as a loan, collection, right? Just a regular collection.
Yeah, it's just drawn as a collection. What I'm saying is I had a grant through them and a loan, so I was wondering why they gave me a bill, because I'm like, why y'all just didn't take it from the money? Y'all gave me a refund. I didn't understand. So
have you asked them that? Was it because it could have been a mistake? Have you?
Well, yeah, I asked them because I challenged it, and then I even went up to the school, and they were like, no, it's something that I owe and stuff like that. They were like, it's for the because I did for respiratory, so they were like, it's my clinical fees and stuff like that, and I was like, well, why would y'all send me a bill a year late? So they were like,
they're saying that it's accurate, right? So
yeah, they're saying it's accurate. Yeah.
Okay, and then you said, well, you mentioned something about a settlement, right? Or was it?
No, what I'm saying is, so it's mid-state collections is who it is. Okay. They're asking me to settle, but the settlement is they're not even budging. They're wanting to pay they're like, we're not going lower than 75-80%. But I'm like, I have the money. Should I pay the school and just bump them? I'm in round 4, or should I just try to?
That was your question. Okay, so yeah. I want to make it make sense for the audience, so I'm gonna repeat it. So basically what she's asking is she has a collection and the original creditor is willing to accept the payment. Is that true? Willing to accept them? The school is willing to accept the money, right?
Yeah, so I called the school after I tried to fight it, and they were like, I can pay them, because they're like, well, if you try to go to a different school or something, you can pay us and we'll release your transcript or something like that. I don't want to go back to school, but I'm like, well, if I just pay y'all, I wonder, would the collection company still
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so in general, if the original creditor still accepts the money for the account, then that takes away the right and the ownership of the account from the collection agency, because 2 creditors are not legally able to claim the same debt or say that you owe both of them. So the reason why I'm saying is this: if you can get the original creditor to take the payment on the account, the collection agency will have to cease collecting on this account.
Okay.
So if the original creditor is willing to accept the money, yes. The same rule does not apply if you are talking about paying the collection agency directly. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I should have paid them because that was back in January, before I started Credit Academy. But I feel if I just give them a check and I'm like, here is your money, you would think that they would take it, right?
No, not always, because a lot of times they'll sell the account to a collection agency and they have no right for it. Or they'll assign the debt to a collection agency, and if the collection agency is collecting money on the account, they can't You like both companies cannot be accepting money on the same account.
Okay. And
Only
like
one company can have ownership at a time.
and every time like I'm going round for round with them, like, you know, through the stuff with Credit Academy, the only thing that they're sending back is like the bill from the school. They're not sending me back nothing I signed, nothing like the class information. They just sending me back the bill that just says like the payment. And I'm like, y'all not sending me back anything.
Right. Well, typically when it comes, so this typically falls under student loans. I am not I can't see the account, so I don't know. I know it's not a student loan. However, sometimes if you owe or not financial institution, education institution, it's still the same rules apply, which is basically a bill or a transcript and things of that nature. They are accepted and considered as validation, right? Because if all they have to essentially do is prove that you enrolled or whatever. You can ask for a detailed bill in terms of an itemized list of things that you owe them. I mean, I would ask for that for sure.
Yeah.
But also, are you in the group, right?
Yeah, I'm in the group.
Oh, the collection kit. Let me see the name of the letter that I want you.
Okay, because I'm in the group. I also have your you know, I have your regular DIY kit. I have also the 6 steps too. I mean, like I literally been fighting with this 2021.
So the new collection kit is the newest one.
Okay.
And the most effective at this time, because it's just playing off just updated laws and guidelines and recent cases and stuff, whatever the case may be. So the one that I want you to send, it'll make sense when you look at the kit, but if you send, let me see if it's called source of information request it's in the collection kit in the group files. Source of information request. I want you to send that letter to the original creditor.
Okay. And then the other thing
I'm sorry, not to the original creditor, to the collection agency.
Okay. And the other thing that's ticking me off is, I'm sorry, I don't want to like cuss on here because I know like a lot of older people too, but like they're not like, even though they're wanting me to settle, they don't want to do a pay to delete either. They're like standing on it.
Oh yeah, some companies will stand on it, unfortunately.
I'm like, what the world? Like literally,
yeah, some companies just
like our last account, and I'm like, oh.
It's always those like last ones that's just like hanging on for dear life. Some company, I mean, because the company does not have to, you know, of course, give you a pay to delete. So unfortunately, like there's no way to make them do it. If they not going for it. But the older that it is, the less it impacts you. Make sure you have your 4 accounts, 2 credit cards, 2 loans.
Yeah, I got everything else that you recommend, and I mean, like literally everything else is good. Like I got the good credit mix, all that. So all of my stuff is like, when I look on it, it's very good. It's just that one collection. So if all fails, if I go all the way to the end with this, would you like recommend to just not pay or just leave it? I mean, well, not pay it or leave it. Sorry, that didn't make sense.
And it's already 2 years old, right?
Yeah, it's from 2021.
What I would do, I would hope best case scenario, I would just pay the original creditor. If, like you said, they accept the money, then that's almost not a cheat because you're still paying it, but at least you'll see the benefits on your credit report because typically those collections are removed within 60 days. So
okay,
I will go to that. That would be what I would be hoping for.
Maybe I'll just go down there, like try to talk to like the dean and be like,
make sure you get a record of your payment. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm definitely gonna pay them, but maybe like if I go down there and be like, what if I enroll back in school? Because like technically I can't. Like they also sent me a letter from the school was like, I
don't think you have to do all that. I mean, I don't think you got to do all that unless you want to go to school. Because I mean, enrolling back in school means enrolling back in them bills. So
that's true. That's true. I just want it off my report. I mean, like literally, like I'm so close to 700. Like I could just taste it, and it's just literally.
And you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. You are gonna get there. I know it. Like, first of all, what's your credit age right now?
5 years. Well, it says the longest. Well, I'm still like learning how to read stuff, but it says like the longest account is 10 years, but it also says like 5 years on the other thing on my little Experian and TransUnion report.
Right. Okay. So your average is 5.
Okay. Yeah. 5.
So you only have this collection account? Oh, because it's under 24 months old. I was gonna say I'm surprised you don't have a 700. You know what though? Mm-hmm. When that account ages to 36, you're also gonna get a boost as well.
Okay.
But I don't know how close it is to that. But there's just FYI, any collection under or that surpasses 36 months rarely has direct impact on your credit if you have established credit since then.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like literally, like I renewed myself again. Like I'm like literally getting like all the points I can. Like
Mhm.
I got a good interest rate where I refinanced my, my truck and everything, like even my house and everything. So I know it's like paying off, but it's just that literally that one collection. And then like always having to explain it to people too when like I'm going and I'm just like,
Yeah.
ugh. That's the most craziest thing, because like even when I did my house and I refinanced and I got a better rate, they were like, literally, your report looks so good and you got this one little collection. And I'm like, it's so low, I can pay it, but I just don't want to if they're not willing to delete it.
Right. And yeah, when you buy a house, they're gonna make you justify letter of explanation, everything.
Yeah.
So I know it's annoying though, but you almost out the real trenches when it comes to collections, which is just that first 24 months. You almost out of that, if not on the brinks of just coming out.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Thanks again.
But still try to pay the original creditor. That's the main point.
Yes, I am, and I'm gonna look up tonight the that letter that you recommended, and I'm gonna just go back toe to toe and fight tooth and nail again.
And
hopefully,
next week you ain't gonna really see it. This ain't gonna happen over the next week, but hopefully you continue to join the lives and keep us updated on that account.
Oh yes. I literally any type of live webinar, I comment on you like pin my post on
No, I've seen your name before for sure. Oh, I know you. Yeah, no, I know. I've seen your name.
I literally follow you. Like I've been following you for a while. Like I literally like anytime somebody asks me about credit, like even people at my job, because I'm a manager at work, like I be putting people on and stuff like that. So many people you've helped. I just want you to know. So, I appreciate anything that you tell me. So I appreciate this too, because like literally I've been trying my best, and I'm like, what the world? Like, how the hell am I going to?
It'd be annoying when you're down to that last account. I know how that is the most annoying account, because you like, man, I did all this and everything would be perfect if it wasn't for this. But it's
literally like I've had collections too that were like, triple this, that settled for like $300, and I'm like, literally, I'm willing to pay the full amount, and y'all not wanting to delete it, and they're like, no, and then I keep thinking like, you definitely don't want to pay it, because then I'm like, what if it restarts over or something like that?
It will. They know what if it will. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, nope.
I can't legally say don't pay your debt. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that.
Look, I know.
However,
so I'm just like, I would just, redo it with this letter, and I'm hope for the best. I'm gonna keep you updated though. I definitely am.
Yes, definitely. Use your consumer rights and make them validate everything, and that's legal. 100% legal, ethical, all of that. It's never what you do; is how you do it. You just got to make sure that you are like requesting the investigation in the right way and to the right parties and entities and all of that. So yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much again. I appreciate it. And you enjoy your night, ma'am.
You as well. See you next week. All right, Amanda, Jamaica, and James. So Amanda, yours say device is not connected. So it's not allowing me to click on your name. I'm not sure if you're still in here, but Jamaica, I am coming to you, girl. Jamaica.
Hey, I'm here.
Hi. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, girl. What's your question?
So I have an account that I co-signed on. It's an auto loan, and the primary account holder had a late payment December of last year, and he hired a credit repair agency to remove the late payment. And whatever they did, once the late payment was removed, credit acceptance stopped reporting the account. So like it hasn't been any activity at all since like April of this year. But the account is now paid off as of July. But it's not reporting closed on my credit reports.
It's still reporting open?
Yeah, it's still reporting open. So should I dispute it with the credit bureaus, or should I dispute it directly with the creditor?
So when an account closes or satisfies, the company, technically speaking, has 90 days to close it out on your credit report. Now it will be backdated. So even if they waited 60 days, they'll show the close date, should show the close date as per when it really closed. But that change could take up to 90 days. Typically it happens the following billing cycle. So you're in August right now. It's likely you're going to see it your next credit cycle, your credit report cycle, Lord. Your actual report only updates once a month. So when you don't see it on credit monitoring, that doesn't mean that your actual report is not going to include the change on the next update. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I called the creditor, and it was supposed to have updated August the 14th, but
So
it
that's when
didn't.
they sent it to the credit bureaus. And
Mhm.
so again, like the credit bureau, the company can send it to them on time, but the credit bureau still is allowed up to 90 days to show that as reflected on your credit report. They typically don't ever take that long, especially if they sent it on the 14th. By the time this updates next month, you should definitely see that it closes.
Okay, so
technically have that long to close out the account.
Okay, so I don't need to do anything as far as them not reporting any of the recent payments.
So unfortunately, you can't, because the company is not obligated to report anything on your credit report. They're able to stop reporting at any time. I'm gonna tell you what happened. When they disputed that account, while that account was still open, the company doesn't see fit to continue paying to report your account to the credit bureaus, because the company is charged every time they report an account. That's an incentive, obviously, for consumers to get their card or their loan or whatever. Companies that don't report have most people don't want to go through them. So them reporting is, they don't have to. They could stop at any time. As long as they're not reporting inaccurate information, they don't have to report.
Okay. And it was weird because they deleted the account with Experian, but they just stopped reporting to Equifax and TransUnion.
And it could have just been, sometimes what happens is when a company stops reporting, the system like basically removes it on accident. And if a human never caught it, is probably going to stay gone. Or, sometimes it will come back. However, it'll like they should show how the other ones are reporting on your other reports. But yeah, it's going to close out soon. It's going to close out soon. Next cycle.
Okay, so the representative for the creditor had told me to send a dispute form directly to them, but I didn't want to do it and then cause any other issues. So I was just waiting for this live so that I could ask my question.
And what's she talking about in regards to it not reporting close on your credit report?
Right.
Okay, so I mean, you can send that, but like I said, I would wait till the next cycle, because I'm telling you, I'm almost certain that it's probably going to be updated by the next cycle. They only got it 2 weeks ago. The credit bureaus never move that fast. I'm gonna be honest. So them not updating it within 2 weeks is not unusual to me. Usually, at least takes them 30 days. At most, usually like 60.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I will see you next week. And you have an amazing night. Hey, James, I am clicking on you. You are the final, or no, Amanda. Amanda's back on. Okay. Amanda, you're after James. And then Amanda is the final one for tonight. I'll be back next week. Don't even worry, because we back on our weekly schedule. Kids are back in school as promised. We back on track. Hey, James.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
How can I help you today?
So I kind of just started the process. So I graduated from school a year ago.
Okay.
I kind of like messed up my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to save my longest running credit cards and my highest limit credit cards, and my card notes. My dad co-signed, so I've been paying. Only thing on those, like, there's late payments reporting. But I have 4 collections reporting. One's like a Best Buy credit card. One's a Credit One.
Was the Best Buy credit card a charge off that was sold to a collection? I'm assuming, because that's what the Best Buy typically does, but I want to make sure.
I think it was sold off to live LVN funding.
Oh yeah, they definitely sold. Okay, it was a charge. So you have a charge off and a collection. Or 2 collections.
Same thing for Credit One too.
Okay, so you got what, 2 charge offs and then 2 collections?
Yes.
Okay, I'm following. How many open accounts you have?
Open accounts. Let's see. I'm looking at my Credit Academy. I have 12 positive accounts.
Okay, and how do you have is at least 2 of those credit cards?
Yes.
Okay, you have a short-term installment?
Which would be, what would that be, like a car note?
No, that's a long term. So any installment under 36 months, like a credit builder loan, a furniture loan, most of the times.
I have
personal loans.
I don't think Progressive Leasing reports, does it? Because I have a couch, but I pay that off.
If it's not on your credit report, then it wouldn't count. So no short-term installment, but you do have, I'm assuming, what, student loans or auto loan?
Yeah, but I'm in grad school right now, so all my loans are reporting positive.
Okay. All right. And then current utilization.
I'm trying to keep it under
No,
10%.
I just tell me the current. Oh, okay. You want 10%?
Yes. So like I've been paying I've started working, like I graduated, got like a real person job. So like I've been paying my credit card.
Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I'm following you. So
I've been paying my credit cards off every month. And like there's two credit cards I try not to touch. Like those are like my emergency credit cards. And I've been using my Capital One Quicksilver as like my everyday spender to try and get some more like rewards points.
What other cards you have besides the Quicksilver?
I have a Platinum Capital One, and then I have like a credit union credit card, but it doesn't do anything.
Okay. How long have you had the Quicksilver?
This is my longest running card. I've had my Quicksilver since 2018.
Okay.
It was a Capital One student journey, and then they upgraded me to a Quicksilver.
Okay. And how long ago did they upgrade you?
My senior year, so 2021.
So it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
And I don't know if this next thing I'm about to say is the last person but to make sure, any recent collections or charge-offs within the last 24 months?
Yeah, so that's where all these collections came from. So
okay. So the two collections that you mentioned, these are new.
They're new from I think they're just hit their 24-month mark.
Okay.
Well, actually, they just hit their 12-month mark. So I've had it on there for a year.
Okay, so where are we at challenging them? I know you said that
I am literally sending out round 3 tomorrow.
3 for the collections or the charge-offs or both?
For both. So
okay.
I have 4 collections on there right now. The one collection just popped up last month. But I think that was for a cable company, and I don't know how I must have missed it. I think it's only like $200. I'm gonna call them. They'll pay the delete. Yeah,
normally telecommunications, they are more likely to accept pay to delete. So yeah, definitely try to see if they'll accept the pay to delete. Back to so you're on round 3. Okay, so you're on round 3. So I don't want you to offer a payment yet, because it definitely still could get deleted, because like you're still considered like in the early rounds, like advanced disputing doesn't start to round 4. I will say after you send round 4, if it's still not deleted, I absolutely remove onto the advanced collection kit that's in the Credit Academy group files. And then start with that round 5 letter. And it's gonna have you send 3 letters at the same time. It's the triple threat method that we use now for advanced dispute. So
this is after they come back next round?
Next round, yes. Yes. You cannot go to the advanced unless you have completed 4 rounds at least.
Okay, I would have to send another round 4 after my round 3 comes back, and then I could do, if they don't do anything after round 4, that's when I would send the advanced.
Yeah, and you're probably going to get a quicker response with your round 4 anyway, because at that point they're probably just auto verifying it, which that's fine. Now you move on to the next level of disputing. But yes,
I did have a net credit in collections, which they just deleted. Net credit NCB.
Oh, and you said it was just deleted?
Yeah, they deleted. They took it off, and that was like my highest like collections.
Make sure you settle that, or offer them pennies on a dollar for it, just so that it will not come back.
Okay, so would I reach out to the original creditor or NCB?
Reach out to NCB to see if they still have ownership of the account. Whoever has ownership of the account is who you would have to pay. If it just happened within like 60 days, NCB very likely still has ownership.
And I want to settle with them, like give them some type of amount.
Yes. You can start at this point, if it's already deleted, I would start at like 30%. Now, obviously the floor is open for negotiation. They can counter whatever. You guys have to just meet on a number, and make sure that before you pay, you get it in writing. They email you, fax you that they are willing to accept this reduced amount and consider it satisfied as per your credit report. That's I'm sorry. No, you said pay to delete, right? No, you said settle. Not yeah. So just make sure that you get their agreement that they're accepting this reduced payment as full, because you don't want them to go back and say, oh, he only satisfied half the balance. We never agreed to accept this as a full payment. Therefore, he still owes us X amount of dollars. You don't want that.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then as per the charge-offs, after the same thing, you really could start on a charge-off kit after you sent the 2 procedural first rounds in the system. So you can also download the charge off kit. They're both in the group files. They're free to Credit Academy members. And download both of those kits. For the charge offs, start with round 3. Or you said you're on round 3, so you can start that your next round.
Okay.
Yes.
Off letters. Take it. Okay. I knew there was something else I should be. I knew it wasn't that easy. I can just like delete it and then leave it alone.
Yeah, it's always something. They're gonna get us. If they don't get us in the wash, they get us in the dry. That's my grandma used to say.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I really appreciate it. And I should just keep paying my credit card like I am now.
Yes.
I actually think I'm about to sell my car. Like I own like $5,000 left on it, and I've had it for almost. My loan is like 5 years, so it's almost done.
Yeah. And it's a long term. Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. Now, I will say though, don't allow Capital One to let you go more than 9 more months with that Quicksilver. I need you to at least request that they upgrade that to the Saver One. There's no reason why you've been with them for over 24 months and they're not even giving you what's considered like a real rewards card.
So I will say, like, I have some late payments with them. Like, there's been a couple.
Did you get them removed? I
haven't yet. I actually, like, I was looking at the Goodwill letter a couple days ago. I need to send it out.
Capital One is one of my favorite companies to request the Goodwill adjustment. You email the CEO, which is rich.fairbank@capitalone.com. This information is in the group files too, but rich, like I'm rich dot Fairbank FAIRBANK @capitalone.com. Email your Goodwill request directly to them, and they're typically really good and lenient with accepting the Goodwill request. If they accept yours, then they're going to update the late payment on your credit report, which of course will increase your score, as well as increase your borrower worthiness. So absolutely ask Capital One for sure.
Okay. Should I do that with like even my credit union? So like I have.
You can, yeah, for sure. Now
they had because I fell behind, so I was still paying them. It was reporting late as I was paying them, but I'm caught up on that.
So you definitely they can always say no, but I mean the worst thing they can say is no. So I would ask, if you can't find their CEO email, you can mail it to their headquarters.
Okay.
Google it.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because with my Capital One, I've had that card since my freshman year of college. They bumped me from 300 to 750, and it's never moved ever since. So my credit limit with them has never moved, and I was paying them on time at one point. And they just never did anything, and I had to fight for them to give me a Quicksilver.
Yeah, no, that's why we got to get you out the Quicksilver, because the Quicksilver doesn't have a large growing potential. The Saver One at least will grow consistently.
You said Saver One. Okay,
that's my favorite mid-tier card at Capital One, which mid-tier cards are my favorite cards. So when I say mid-tier, it's not frowning upon them. They are my favorite cards because they give you the most rewards. That's a versatile card, but it's of course tailored towards like food purchases. But you will be rewarded on every swipe more than the Quicksilver for sure.
Yeah, Quicksilver, it takes me forever.
Yeah, you're not really getting much at all. You're not really getting much at all. That's why I'm like, yeah, no, they got to upgrade that. But let's deal with one thing at a time. Try to get them to update your payments before you ask them to upgrade it, because they're gonna be like, you asking for too much.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm working towards Amex, and I have one for my job, and I know that's like building a relationship, and I'm on my dad's Amex too. So and he pays all his stuff on time, and I'm on like 2.
Let me tell you something. Do not waste your application before you are at least 36 months post these collections with Amex.
Okay, I wasn't gonna touch them.
Okay.
I'm just working to get this stuff off. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, definitely know that. But yep.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night, and I'll be back next week. So.
I was just gonna say I'll see you next week. All right, James, you have an amazing night. All right, Amanda, to close out the show, how we closing out?
All right, so can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, great. So I have an old charge off with Chase. It's still with Chase, and it's about to fall off.
You said charge off?
Charge off, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna fall off next year.
Okay.
But it's reporting the 90-day late payments as 54 of those, but that is longer than the account was ever even open.
Hold on. Wait. They're reporting 54 late payments? Is that what you said?
Yeah, on the 90 days.
Huh? Wait. What do you mean? Wait. I want to make sure I'm following.
Yeah.
Where are they? Okay. Keep going. Maybe if you add a little more context, because I'm so lost right now. So how long have you had the account?
So it's been closed and charged off for years. The account was actually only open for about 2 years, but 54 90-day late payments is longer than the account was ever even open. And so when I factual dispute it, nothing, it just comes back verified. And so I don't really know like next steps to take, and it's past the statute of limitations. And so, but the late payments are just so outrageously wrong.
What I would do is contact the company. Who's the company?
Chase.
Oh yeah, definitely contact Chase and request an entire account detail payment record, right? That way you can show when the account opened, when the account closed, the payments that you made, if you could prove in black and white that whatever the credit bureaus are reporting is factually incorrect, and you take it to their attention, because you're going to send them a copy of that, never the original, but the copy, as well as the letter with your factual dispute. Because I'm going to tell you, they probably read your factual dispute and
they ignored it. Yeah.
Right. So reason why you send in proof is because let's just say they ignore it again, because sometimes the credit bureau be credit bureauing. Now you have proof that you addressed the issue with them, gave them more than 2 times to fix it, which is more than 60 days, and they still refuse to fix a factual error on your report. That is when they are in violation of the FCRA. So when they are in violation, now we can go to the CFBP and say, hey, look, I asked them to correct it. They didn't. I showed them proof that it was wrong. They didn't. I've tried to be amicable with them and work out a solution. They are not budging. Now they're in violation of my rights, and I'm either going to sue or you're going to step in and help. That's when the CFPB will take you serious, because you have proof. You did go through the procedural steps that you are supposed to as per the FCRA. Therefore, the CFPB works for you at that point. Not works. Okay. I hope you know I was being sorry. I got to be careful how I.
Yes.
I mean, like
they're more helpful at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And it's kind of a similar issue with my auto loan. I paid it off 18 months ago, and it's reporting accurately on TransUnion and Experian. However, on Equifax, it's still showing open with a balance. And the credit union that had the auto loan, they actually don't report to Equifax. And so I've sent proof that it's paid off, but still they're not budging.
They're not. So how are they reporting a collection?
Well, it's actually not a collection. It's just a paid auto loan.
Oh, and they're not reporting that it's paid off?
No.
How long ago did you make the payment?
18 months ago.
Oh, what? So they're showing a balance still due for this?
Yes. Account? Yeah, they're showing a balance due and the account open, but it's paid and closed.
Have you challenged that factually yet?
Yes. I'm on round 3.
Okay. So. Oh, we're round 3.
Yeah, I'm sending out round 4 tomorrow.
Okay, so you can, while you're waiting on round 4 to come back, I will go ahead and contact them and ask them for a history of the account as well, just so in the event they make you prove. What's happening is they're not even processing your disputes. And I know it's annoying right now because you're on round 3, but like we kind of expect them to do that for some accounts, which is why you do have to go through the process. And by the time you get to round 4, now you're able to go to CFPB if they are still ignoring you. So I know it's annoying, but let the credit bureau do them, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna mess up. And now because you've done what you were supposed to do, now you have rights that needs to be protected. So send around 4. After that, if they are still not changing it or deleting it, CFPB. But you gotta, while you're waiting on that to come back, get the account history record from the company so you can show the CFPB.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you have an amazing night. Hopefully we will see you back next week.
Absolutely.
And, hopefully you got an update on the account by then. Hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good night. You have an amazing night. How long we been on here? Damn. I mean, dang, we've been on here. Well, damn. Because it's after the first 20 minutes on YouTube, they don't even care if you curse. So look, we've been on here for 3 hours. That's crazy. It was so nice talking to y'all again today. Y'all, we back every week now. We have to take a break. Them kids was at home getting on my nerves. Y'all send help. Send help to your mom friends who let their kids stay home during the summer. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Okay. Next summer they will be in camp. Yeah, we back. They started school 2 days ago. I clocked in today. I'm gonna clock in every week. We back on a regular scheduled program. so many updates coming. Literally, so many updates coming, especially to Credit Academy. We back. I'm clocked in now, and I'm working OT. We working overtime. We got to make up for lost time. So see y'all next week. I'll probably see y'all low key this week, but for sure next week. And yeah, y'all have an amazing night. Y'all have a blessed night. And hopefully you guys wake up smiling and in a great mood. I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all so much. So much shit coming. So much shit coming. I promise. Good night, Credit Academy. Y'all are the best people in the whole wide world. Bye.